It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today.
Why do we always listen?
Keeler's always in the know.
It makes me want to call him
and tell him where to go. And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational. This is what we call the Keeler Show.
Celebrating 100 years.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
What a day yesterday was, and we'll get a part of that today, and then it all goes downhill. Some not so nice weather on the way after this afternoon. We have a bunch to get to here. I got to tell you, this morning we'll speak with Tonnie J. First time in a while on the White House dinner. The suspect, that is the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Suspect making his first court appearance on Monday, learning a lot from his manifesto and what he was going after and all that. Another nut job. A lot of conspiracy talk, though. A lot of people. I just think this one seems to be pretty cut and dry. Although I do have to wonder, how did they not vet the building? How did he get so close? That, I think, is worth looking into.
Yeah, so there's a lot of conspiracy theories online, as you mentioned. I dabble in this universe. I just find it interesting. I want to know what people say. Don't take me as someone who believes this stuff. Some of the stuff I think is interesting. And there are points that have been made in other conspiracies where I go, I think that's a good point in an unanswered question, but I still don't believe the overall conspiracy. The moon landing, I guess, is one of those. Sometimes they raise some questions and I go, you know what? That is a good point, and I'm curious about that. Maybe it's just I misunderstand the issue, but I still think we went to the moon. Okay, so as it relates to the shooting, I've seen many people raise this question, how did this guy get the guns in the building? And as we talked to Jimmy Fela yesterday,
he said there was no security.
He said he came in at 1 o'clock in the morning with two other guys. There was nobody there, didn't get screened, no metal detector for his bags. They never checked his room. So I don't know. Does that sound right to me? It doesn't sound right to me, but again, how big is this hotel? Is the thought that every single person who's going to stay at this hotel,
it's the largest ballroom in D.C.,
has to be inconvenienced with? Like I said, the Secret Service gets to come in and check your wife's underwear drawer. How far does it go?
Well, I think you got to go so many days out. Guests that are going to be staying that will be staying at that time. It's just their job. You think they're the best in the world when it comes to protecting the president and our government. And really, in the last few years, you kind of have to wonder.
I will say this, though. They did protect the president as it relates to yesterday.
They got him. Yeah.
There was enough of a fortress, a wall, a screening procedure to stop the gunman who was coming through. But I will say this, though. What if... I hope my iPhone isn't listening. I hope we're not being monitored by the FCC here. What if somebody had a bomb in their backpack? Right? I mean, how many lives
what if it
risk?
wasn't gun? What if it wasn't guns? It was a bomb. Nobody would have been able to stop him.
Right.
I mean, so you're saying that hotel and that building wasn't vetted for bombs? That really just shocks the daylights out of it.
It also makes me wonder if someone's going to say, well, maybe there was a screening, but, for instance, if they took dogs around and they walked them up and down.
He said there weren't even dogs.
Well, that he saw.
You're right.
If they walk a dog down a hotel, a hallway, can the dog smell a bomb through the door that's on the other side of the room?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't know. But usually when you see them sniffing, they're right on the bag or whatever it is. They're not across the room or behind a door or something like that.
I don't know the answer to any of it. All I do know is you would think we're past this. we're far more advanced, but maybe we're not, and so it is what it is.
Also, I haven't seen this. Was this guy on any, for lack of a better term, a watch list on any radar? Okay, because you referred to him as a nut job. I've seen multiple people say this guy was
anybody who
had screws loose.
Anybody who he seemed like a normal guy, but anybody who's to the point where you're doing what he did,
right, is a nut job.
Has lost you've lost it.
Yes.
We'll get into that. Dr. Hall is on this morning. Diana Smith, recently retired former U.S. ambassador, wants to talk about New York State issues that are annoying her. Okay, that's interesting.
Okay, how did we get this interview?
Davey's the man. Also,
good job, Smitty.
Anthony Constantino's people are reaching out, claiming that he wants to discuss the interview on Friday with Robert Smullen, where Smullen said he is not fit to serve in Congress, among other things. I think Smullen was pretty direct on all of that. And then there is a new proposal from Iran. Boy, if we agree to this, we are far further behind where we were before the war even started. So I can't see this actually happening. They want to get rid of the. We would stop the blockade and delay talks on nuclear. So I just don't see that happening. But we'll get into that. Yesterday, I got a call from. It tells you how my day just sometimes. And I know this maybe happens to everybody. I tell myself that to feel better, to be honest. But yesterday, I do this thing in London maybe once a month, where I go on and they ask questions about New York, and they're really fixated on Trump, and now, of course, the King Charles is here, and so they called and said and I remember over there they use military time, so they said I got a text message that said, would you like to go on and talk with Petrie, this is Piers Morgan's network in London.
Okay.
And it's
Petrie. I thought that's what they called gasoline over there.
It's a show that's on, I think that's on at like 9:00, and their time. Nonetheless, I glance at it. I'm in the middle of stuff. I'm doing stuff inside in my office, and I'm running out and trying to check things that I'm doing outside because it's a beautiful day. You hate to waste it. So I'm in and out. And I said, yes, I'll do it. But it's 22:15, which is
10:15 military time, but there's a conversion, right?
Because well, it's 22. They would give me my time.
Oh, they give it to you in your time. Yeah. So they do the math.
Well, they say our time, and here's your time. Because remember, daylight saving time, it varies. There's at one point where we're 6 hours behind, and then normally we're 5 hours behind, which is where we are right now. Okay. So I'm like, okay, I'm in. It's a little late, but I'm in, and all went well. So I'm just out at this point. It's like 5:10, 5:15. And PM our time, and I get a call. Hello, Bill. Just wondering if you're calling in. I said, yep, I'm all set. My time, 10:15. Oh, no, that's our time, 10:15. 22:15, our time.
Ooh.
And now I am outside, lifting up stuff, moving around the patio, pulling out some chairs, even though it's going to be crappy. I'm getting a head start, cleaning things. I've got leaves. You're getting rid of some leaves. I am a mess.
Yeah.
And he said, can you join us immediately? Like that's our time, as in right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So I don't want to let anybody down. So I said, I'll do it. Give me 2 seconds. I will. So I run upstairs and take a washcloth and just wipe myself down, my face down. Because remember, this is TV and radio. So I grab a dress shirt, which I had already gotten out, I'd grab a dress shirt, throw it on. Remember, they're only seeing me from the chest up.
Yeah.
So now the world we live in today, it's unbelievable. All these people you see on TV, it's all Skype or Zoom or whatever, and they're all using either a camera or their cell phones. And with the iPhone, the quality is better than most cameras you're ever going to use. So I rushed down into my studio. I said to my wife, they want to talk about King Charles. Do you know anything about what happened today? They wanted the U.S. reaction to King Charles. I haven't followed it at all.
Yeah.
My goal was I'll watch the news at 6.
Yeah.
Get down, do a little research, take some notes. I'll be ready, whatever questions they ask me. And so I run down, I get everything now my ear pods aren't working.
Oh my God.
So, but luckily the mic on the iPhone is close enough. They said the audio was good. Boom. I set up a tripod. I am ready. It is 5:21 and we go live in London. And luckily she asked me about the correspondence dinner. And that, I followed all of that. I could whip all that stuff up. We talked all about that. And then she starts to get into the question about King Charles and America's response to King Charles. So, we are talking to people in London at this point. So I don't know a lot about it. All I know is we don't love King Charles here necessarily. His wife, what's her name? See, I don't follow it. And I could not for the life of me remember Harry and William. William should have been an easy one for me, right? I couldn't remember their names. Now I begin to panic because you have to see the visual of this. All of a sudden my tripod, which I'm the only one in the room, I'm well behind the tripod. I cannot get to it. The tripod begins to slowly sink. I look up at the monitor, and the shot's basically at my eyebrows now. So I begin to try to crouch down to get my head in the shot. This is all live on TV in London.
Oh, goodness.
So I reach underneath to try to lift the camera up a little bit, and I lifted it up. I got it up to the point where it was okay, and I thought that was enough. But there it goes again. It's coming back down. So finally, I'm like, listen, I am so sorry, but my tripod is collapsing, and I don't have anyone here. So and then I couldn't remember. So I'm calling them the princes. It had been the princes, maybe it'd be a little different because I could not remember for the life of me as the tripod continues to sink. Harry and William. So what a debacle. And I was like, I'll never go on again. They're never going to ask me to come on again. This is my last hit.
Is this posted? Can we watch this?
I hope not. I said, please do not ever release this. It should never go to the bloopers. And then they're like, oh, that was wonderful. Brilliant as always. Thank you, Bill. I don't know. I think
meanwhile, there's some guy on his couch.
Said, I am going to put that
potato chips going. This Bill Keeler's a bloke, eh?
This is a blooper if I've ever seen one. Anyway, so that was my world last night. White House correspondent.
Just tell your wife, no more honeydew lists. That's it.
Yeah, I'm like, she should have been down there.
I'm a worldwide correspondent over here.
She should have been down there producing for me. I could have said to her, what's the name of the... She would have known immediately. First court appearance for the shooter at the correspondence dinner. On the line right now is Tonnie J. Powers, who does not have to worry about a tripod not tight and sinking. Tanya, good morning.
I'd be lying if I said that I was not over here trying to find video of this debacle because
yeah.
I would love to see this. Please tell me it's posted. I'm with Manaski. Please tell me it's posted.
I'm really hoping. I'm really hoping it's not. Normally they'll send me the video afterwards. I don't know why they didn't send me it this time. I wonder why.
That's a keeper. Yes. Yeah, there is new information on the incident that happened on Saturday night at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. We know now that Cole Thomas Allen appeared in court yesterday. It was a preliminary hearing. We had thought it was going to be an arraignment, but it was a hearing yesterday. They're calling it a preliminary hearing. It basically laid out more information from the prosecutors. They, gave a little bit more information as to, they mentioned that he had, of course, brought a shotgun, pump action shotgun, a 38 caliber handgun, 3 knives. He was briefly in court wearing, a jail jumpsuit. He did not enter a plea. He's probably going to stay behind bars for the foreseeable future. He does have a detention hearing in the case set for Thursday in front of a different magistrate judge. But we know that not only did he, run through the magnetometers holding the shotgun, there is some, the jury's still out as far as whether it was Allen that shot the Secret Service agent, or how the gunfire, how that all happened. That is not we don't have the for sure information on that yet, that he was the one who shot him. That's still being investigated. He is also, of course, charged now with, the attempted assassination of a president, which, carries, I think, life in prison if he is convicted of that. But again, this is still the early stages. We do know that he also did have a couple of public defenders as attorneys yesterday. He did not have his own attorney as far as one he had brought with him. So that is also a part of the case. The FBI director, Kash Patel, said he told Fox they have lawfully gained access to Allen's cell phone that was on him at the time of the incident. Yeah. So they're looking through that and other devices or whatever that they have gotten access to as well.
Manaski.
A shotgun?
I don't know how. Yeah, he had several weapons. I don't know how he was able to run so fast with all those weapons. That was unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean that is it's still kind of amazing that this all happened. I mean, to be clear, this was on a different floor. It was, I think, the floor above. Where the dinner was actually being held. Thankfully, he did not get past that security perimeter. But obviously, there's a lot of questions being asked, and of course, the White House is now doing kind of a review. Susie Wiles, the chief of staff, said yesterday she was going to have discussions with not only the Secret Service but also the Department of Homeland Security to see if their protocol needs to be changed. That kind of thing as far as the security of the president and the administration, the folks, I guess, in the cabinet. Yeah. That's kind of what's happening at this point.
I got to say, the picture of Kash Patel just sitting there, I'm trying to think of what's going through his mind. Like, oh, great, not again. I'm screwed. Because I just feel like he's had a run. This is a rough run. And I realize this is on Secret Service, but ultimately the FBI as well. You just wonder, how does this keep happening where they get so close to the president? Kind of
that's a good question, because again, the first one of these happened before he was even reelected. Right. Remember, Butler was during the campaign.
That's true. Campaign.
This is one of those things. I would also say that the amount of reporting surrounding Kash Patel as of late in the last few months has not been great either. Yeah. So, and some of that may or may not have been self-inflicted, as far as, due to his actions that a lot of folks did not think were, in keeping with what we've seen past FBI, directors do. I don't think we would have seen J. Edgar Hoover in a locker room with a hockey team.
I don't think so.
That probably is not what we would have seen. However, to each his own.
You never know.
There were some stories that came out afterwards, but I think at that time when he was currently in office.
You never know.
And I was waiting on that reaction from you, Manaski. You did not let me down.
No, that's good. That's right.
I was only thinking it, Tanya. Listen, I'm still shell shocked from last night. So, okay. Well, you have one more.
I'll just ask Tanya. We've had the discussion here, and we had some folks who were talking about. As a matter of fact, Jimmy Fallon talked about his experience there. To his knowledge, he did not see or experience any type of screening of his bag, his luggage, the stuff he brought into the hotel room. He doesn't believe his hotel room was searched after he checked in. No. Is that a surprise to you? And is that part of the discussion on changing protocol for an event like this?
It's part of the discussion. Obviously, there's a lot of people who have already brought up, hey, well, Why didn't somebody catch this guy when he walked in? I mean, think about the amount of times you've stayed in a hotel. Have you
Right.
ever gone through magnetometers
Right.
or any kind of metal detector or any kind of bags? If you pulled up to the Hilton and somebody told you, "Now we need to look in your bags," I'd be like, "I will be down the road at the Marriott.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
No, you're not checking on my stuff." Like, that does not happen. And this is also another thing that we saw in 2017, if you'll recall, after the Las Vegas massacre, where the guy came into the hotel room and shot from
yeah,
way above, and he killed 58 people at the music festival. He had checked into a hotel room with like a small arsenal, and again, there was the question of how did he get all this stuff up there without anybody knowing. You check into hotel rooms all the time next to people who are carrying a weapon that you never even know about, because whether they, concealed carry permit, whatever, they're, licensed and trained to carry one. That's beside the point. I'm not talking about, Second Amendment stuff here. I'm talking about the fact that you never know. And that is just, to say that, okay, well, we need to now check everybody in a hotel that checks into a hotel. That's going to be a very interesting conversation with the American public.
I think that is, I think you're right. Tanya, as always, we do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And have a wonderful day.
Sure. Thank you.
Tanya J. Powers. I didn't want to get into a disagreement, but I disagree with her completely on that, in that when the president is coming somewhere,
yes, exactly,
they do sweep the building.
Yeah.
And
I'm not talking about just you go stay at the Holiday Inn.
Right.
I'm talking about the president's going to be there.
Correct. And I got to say, I think they do a much better job in New York City. I think New York is the target, right? I mean, D.C. certainly is as well, but New York is the target after 9/11. And let me just tell you, when a world leader is there, which happens often because of the United Nations, when the president is there, I think there is a great deal of sweeping the building, and it's blocked off. Not everybody can get in. I remember being in New York once when Al Gore was vice president, and he was at a hotel in the city, and you couldn't get near that hotel. Now you'd go through a checkpoint outside. There was an outer perimeter that would allow you in to be able to, maybe you had a room there, but you were checked and vetted. So and you know what? If that's not the practice, it darn well should be, because as you said, you could like Jimmy saying, I had bags. He could have had a bomb in his bags, and no one ever would have checked. So why aren't we doing that? I'm sorry. I feel like that is a worthy question.
I completely agree. Ed Welsh chiming in this morning. Remember, Robert F. Kennedy was assassinated in the Ambassador Hotel.
Yeah.
I think he's just drawing a link.
Well, and I think,
hotels.
and Reagan was there was an attempt on Reagan's life there that was outside, but I think that today we are so hyper politicized, and the president said, well, this is when you're doing stuff, when you're getting stuff done, that's when they come after you. Well, okay, but even Republican strategists have said, actually, you've really put the country to a point where it is at odds against each other, and it is extremely divided. That's when attempts happen, when half of America is so angry. Now, yesterday, the White House blamed that on the media, or blamed that on other politicians. I would say maybe you ought to go through the transcript of the things that President Trump says and tweets, or Truth Socials. We haven't found a way to describe that. So, probably everybody's guilty of that. But did this guy do that because of the rhetoric? I don't know. He's had these feelings about Trump since way back in the first administration. So
well, I agree with you that Trump certainly stokes the flames, and he says things on social media that even his strongest supporters will admit to you, I wish he wouldn't talk so much. At the same time, though, we can't be calling our president Hitler all the time.
I guess. And where did the Hitler thing come from? Because I did see that.
And for what it's worth, I haven't heard anybody say it in months.
Actually, the person that was reminded yesterday, Carolyn Levitt, about Hitler was J.D. Vance, who, before he became a supporter of President Trump, said, I don't know if he's a crazy Nixon or America's next Adolf Hitler. That's J.D. Vance. So everybody's been there and dipped in the water. So be careful. I would say. Vance now says he was wrong about President Trump and doesn't agree with those statements anymore. Well, of course, he's the vice president.
He also said he's changed the color of his eyeliner. So.
That could be true, too. So there's a lot going on here. But at the end of the day, as Americans, we want our president and our leaders safe. And I think there just needs to be a real examination of what's going on at Secret Service. Well, I could be wrong. Other stuff happening. You want to do, let's save the update for the top of the hour. You good with that?
Yeah.
That story about the knife fight in Walmart, an interesting element of that story is they say, at least I saw on TV last night, the knives came from in the store. These were knives that were for sale at Walmart.
Are we adding a shoplifting charge?
And I guess you'd have to. And they unpackaged the knives, and those were the knives that were being used in that fight. Look that up. I'm pretty sure that has truth to it.
Can I just add to that quickly? A friend of mine pulled into North Utica Walmart as this was unfolding.
Wow.
So there was 5 cop cars there, and said there was a man choking a woman that he saw. Okay, because the way he described it, now again,
holy moly! So this is happening outside the Walmart?
It was outside the Walmart in the parking lot. So this is a layperson's description. He made it sound more chaotic than the press release from the police did. Now again, they're police. They deal with this all the time. They have perspective. My buddy rolled into what he thought was a parking lot brawl.
Yeah.
He didn't mention knives, but he said there was a man who was choking a woman, and he goes,
"Well, I think it was a brawl. I give him that." Yeah.
He said, I didn't know what to do, so I'm in my car, and I just kind of froze, and I didn't know where to turn. He goes, the woman who was being choked turned her head and looked at me, and she was just staring at me. And he goes, I didn't know, should I get out and help her?
Yeah,
should I turn around? It was very surreal for him.
What a world. Couple of comments. Mike, regarding the knife fight, the person wanted to make sure she was using a clean knife to stab the person, so she took it right out of the package. Got to be clean right out of the package. Another problem for Smash Patel. I didn't know that's what we're calling him now. Instead of Cash Patel, we're calling him Smash Patel. No wonder he's drinking. He's got another problem. And I wonder how many shots the Secret Service took to try to take this guy down, yet missed. I wonder where the bullets went. I'm wondering, do we do target practice anymore? We don't do that anymore because that's old-fashioned. I don't know. You're down. The guy ran through. He's down, and you could see in the video the shots going off. This guy never got hit. They physically took him down.
Okay, so I have two
I think
thoughts
there's
on
just
that.
a lot to be figured out here.
I have two thoughts on that. Unless this was a fake news headline, on the shooting accuracy, don't we do target practice? Didn't we just reintroduce the firing squad for? Somebody did, didn't they?
Well, for federal crimes, they are reintroducing the firing squad.
Okay,
now,
so I hope they do target practice before they do that.
One could say, well, that's just terrible, but at the same time, I mean, it's probably terrible injecting them with a drug that is supposed to kill them, but sometimes doesn't, and they end up suffering. And it's so at least with a firing squad, it's pretty quick. They usually get it pretty good.
And then the second thing is, this is another example of I got to be first. I got to be first. I don't care. I want to be first. I heard of all these different high caliber guns. When we talked to Tanya this morning, the only one she mentioned by name was a shotgun. And I'm not doubting that he had more higher caliber guns than that, but
I don't know if it was a shotgun or a rifle, whatever it was.
Multiple reports on Twitter from credible sources. One person killed. One person shot.
Correct.
Neither of those
Everybody
were true.
ran with it, and nobody was shot. In fact, Jimmy said he thought it looked like President Trump had been shot when he went down. So there's so much here. By the way, if Tim Reed, my partner on Real Men Get Tested for Cancer, is out there, I could be wrong, but I think he's celebrating a birthday today. So happy birthday to our good friend Tim Reed out there this morning.
Happy birthday, Tim.
What else? I just was so upset last night. I mean, first of all, I get humiliated on, European TV. It was just awful. Or maybe I humiliate myself on European TV. But Jeopardy last night, the guy he lost.
Oh, did he?
And the guy who beat him, I hate.
Already? From one show?
That guy was like a nerd.
Okay. You're giving nerds a bad name. Okay. He was every answer. So if you ask me a question, I'm going to kind of squint a little bit, like I don't know the answer. Oh, what is it? And then he pops in the answer.
Like,
yeah.
Every time during the entire full game, he would act like he doesn't know it, and then he'd go, and then he'd pop out the answer. You knew he knew the answer when he was doing these animated things.
Oh, he's doing some posing, huh?
Awful. I'm like, I don't know that I can watch tonight. I may have to take a break. This guy and they're saying he's the nicest guy ever on Jeopardy, and he really is. Somebody finally ended Jamie Ding's reign on Jeopardy, and here's how he did it. Greg Shahade. I think his name should be Greg Charade.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Charade. I was thinking Shahader.
Yeah.
Maybe Bill, you sound like a Shahader.
I am. I'm a Shahader of Charade. From Philadelphia, got all 3 daily doubles, risked everything on the first 2. Not only that, he got the last 2 back-to-back. Jamie Ding won for 31 days and ended last night with a total of $885,605. Wow. Which puts him 1 game behind James Holzhauer, who is 4th in regular season wins. That's pretty wild. Here's just a little piece of audio from it, from last night. Do I have it? No. Of course I don't. Why would I have it?
You know, I just thought that popped into my mind, Bill, and I don't even know if you know the answer to this, but so when they do these, right, obviously these are pre-recorded, right? It's not like a live show you watched last night.
And several, usually like 3-4 weeks to even maybe 8 weeks in advance.
So let's just say, I'll use myself as an example. If I'm so lucky to, apparently you write in or you try to qualify some way, right? I mean, you have to nominate yourself essentially to be on these shows.
Yeah, you do tryouts. Yeah.
Tryouts.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm doing a tryout, I mean, I just wonder about the real life these people live in. Like, what's their 9 to 5? If anybody does 9 to 5s anymore.
And most of them all do.
Maybe I'll be there for a week. I'd be lucky if I won 3 times. Now I'm here for a month and a half. Do I have to
think about that?
Use all my vacation? Do I have to find a new job when I get back?
And I don't think he threw the game by any means. I think he truly ended up getting beat. He's kind of been struggling a little bit all week. Like maybe he's just losing. It's getting a little old. Like maybe his job is said, "We're with you," but like you're saying, we're with you, but. However, on the other hand, he has $880,000 now in his pocket.
True.
So, take it for what it is. Quick break, and we'll do a couple of other things here that we have to get to. A big day, though, a lot of stuff. And I do think that if it does happen, as Davey says, that Constantino interview will be quite interesting today. Stand by. We're coming right back at WIBX.
The Memorial Day sale is on at upstate New York's largest specialty bedding retailer, Mattress Express. Get a prepaid gas card with your new bed, up to $1,000 gas card on select king and queen sets. Take up to 5 years to pay with no money down for qualified buyers. No credit check payment plans available every day. Any king or queen set in the store except Tempur-Pedic gets a free adjustable base upgrade. Free. You don't have to pay anything extra. Massage chairs get a $500 prepaid gas card. Folks, this is big. And no one in New York State has all the brands under one roof that we have. Their sale is our sale. Remember that. Bring in any locally advertised price on a brand we carry. We will beat the price. 14 locations across upstate New York. Go to mattressexpressny.com. Call 1-800-NEW-BEDS.
Friday means another 50-50 Friday. This week, score a 4-pack of general admission seats to the Utica Rome Speedway for only $30, exclusively through this station's website. Looking for the perfect way to kick off your weekend? Head out to Utica Rome Speedway for Friday night racing, where the engines roar, the dirt flies, and the excitement never lets up. Bring your friends or the whole family and take advantage of this special deal. A 4-pack of tickets for just $30. That's half off the regular $60 price. Feel the thrill, experience the speed, and make Friday night your new tradition at Utica Rome Speedway. Don't miss it. Head to this station's website this Friday morning, click the 50-50 Friday link, and grab your 4-pack of tickets to Utica Rome Speedway for only $30 while they last.
Why does Progressive work hard for truckers? Because truckers unite the world. Truckers unite soccer moms and oranges. Truckers unite unbelievably scratchy carpets with 2-star hotels. Truckers unite capes with adults who watch too many wizard movies. But truckers can't do any of this if they're not on the road. That's why Progressive has over 360 heavy truck claims reps to help you get back on the road fast. Get a quote in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
We're your neighbors, friends, and your family. We care about our community, your business, and most important, you.
We support charities like the United Way, McMahon Ryan Child Advocacy Center, who are the members of IBW Local 43 and NECA Contractors. You don't just see our work, you live it. From the JMA Wireless Dome, hospitals, schools, and city buildings, the IBEW is part of the community.
Central New York's future is bright, and the IBEW Local 43 and NECA will continue to help light, power, and grow Central New York.
Little Falls Lumber has everything you need for home improvement season. They're fully stocked with secondary grade metal in all colors. Available in 12-foot lengths and affordable solutions for sheds, garages, and roof repairs. Tired of digging through warped boards at the big box stores? At Little Falls Lumber, you'll find only premium grade lumber, hand-selected for quality. They also carry roofing, siding, windows, doors, and much more. Visit Little Falls Lumber in Little Falls in Syracuse. Call 315-823-2470 or go to littlefallslumber.com.
Hey, I want to tell you about New York Sash and bathrooms. Right now, there's a bathroom sale going on, 20% off. And you could have a bathroom, maybe in an outdated situation. You could have a bathroom completely replaced and beautiful in just 2 days. That's the beauty of it. The price is great. And right now, you get 20% off. We have many family members that have used this, friends. I have. And it's a beautiful bathroom when you're all said and done. And there's financing available for qualified buyers, including a limited time offer of no payments until 2027. So stop putting it off. Upgrade the bathroom. Save 20%. Visit New York Sash's showroom at 349 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro, or start the process online at newyorksash.com. Nancy, with some comments here on this Tuesday morning. Hold on. There you go.
Lance and Lee was going for humor here, but he missed his mark. Jeff, when I first heard the news about the shooting the other night, I first thought Keeler finally went nuts and flipped his wig over Trump. Then I saw the video and how fast the guy was running and instantly knew that can't be Keeler. False alarm.
You're right.
But that's not a great joke. Who's writing your material? Scott from Kirkville?
I think so. I got to tell you something. My father is a little shorter than me and is lightning fast. Maybe not so much today, but my father. So it's not about. And I remember there was this girl when I was in high school. Her name was Sponberg, and she was tiny, lightning fast. So beware of the smaller stature. Quickly.
John says, technically speaking, 12, 20, and 28 gauge shotguns are higher caliber as they are larger than 50 caliber. Good point. I don't know weapons. Thanks for pointing that out.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 Utica.
From the WB Payne Insurance Studio, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
He's charged with attempting to assassinate the president. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We have a solid case.
That's U.S. Attorney Janine Pirro, and she says more charges will be coming against Cole Allen, the suspected attacker at the White House Correspondents' Dinner Saturday night in Washington.
So we're learning more about the potential planning of the attack. 31-year-old Cole Allen booked his hotel room about 3 weeks before the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and the engineer and teacher made his initial appearance in court yesterday, facing at least 3 criminal counts. So far, he faces 1 count of attempting to assassinate the President of the United States, which could mean up to life in prison, 1 count of transporting a firearm across state lines, and discharging a firearm during a crime of violence.
That's Fox's Alex Hogan. Allen returns to court tomorrow on Thursday. There's a renewed focus on political rhetoric. Senior advisor to First Lady Melania Trump, Mark Beckman, just told Fox
Jimmy Kimmel should be terminated from ABC.
The day after the First Lady posted on X, Kimmel's hateful and violent rhetoric is corrosive. Upset over a Kimmel monologue last week before the White House dinner attack, joking about the Trump's marriage, saying the First Lady has the glow of an expectant widow. Well, Kimmel responded on his show last night that it was not a call to target the president.
Obviously was a joke about their age difference and the look of joy we see on her face every time they're together. It was a very light roast joke about the fact that he's almost 80 and she's younger than I am.
Kimmel was suspended briefly last year over comments related to Charlie Kirk's assassination. President Trump is reportedly dissatisfied with Iran's offer to reopen the Strait of Hormuz if the U.S. ends a blockade on its ports and delays nuclear talks. Secretary of State Marco Rubio tells Fox,
I hope that in the aftermath of this conflict, the whole world's eyes have been opened to the threat Iran poses.
Oil prices rising 3% this morning. At the gas pump, a 6-cent surge today. AAA's national average for regular, $4.17 per gallon, the highest price since the Iran conflict started. America's listening to Fox News.
Living with everyday pain is like having a voice that always says, no, you can't do that. No, you better sit this one out. It's no way to live. So if pain is affecting you, see how Relief Factor can help get you back to life on your terms. One where you say yes a lot more. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor's unique formula of natural ingredients does not just mask pain, it helps reduce or eliminate it for good. Whether it's your back, neck, joints, or muscles, Relief Factor can help you, as it has for so many others. So call 1-800-4RELIEF and give Relief Factor's 3-week quick start a try. It's only $19.95, less than $1 a day to get your life back. Just go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. And see how you can say yes to more of everything you want.
There will be pomp and circumstance at the White House, where King Charles and Queen Camilla will return this morning. After having afternoon tea, the King and the President will also hold talks amid tension between the U.S. and Britain, with the President critical that country's not doing enough to help in the Iran conflict. Later today, the King will address Congress.
King Charles will likely reflect on the bonds between the United States and the United Kingdom when he makes a speech in Congress. Shared history, shared values, and perhaps a shared future. According to Buckingham Palace, the King will recognise the challenges that our countries face. One of those challenges is arguably the rift between President Trump and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, but don't expect Charles to comment directly on any of the issues that have caused transatlantic friction. The King's mother, Queen Elizabeth II, also addressed Congress back in 1991. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
The Federal Reserve meets today, then again tomorrow, to assess the economy, though no interest rate cut is expected this time. In what may be Fed Chairman Jerome Powell's last meeting, his term expires next month. The president's been critical of him not cutting rates enough. On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed, up for the Dow, down for the NASDAQ. The defending NBA champions are one round closer to a repeat. The Oklahoma City Thunder beat Phoenix again, completing a first-round sweep.
A group full of great kids that have fun together. We do it for each other. Like, none of us are selfish. We all want the next man to succeed. And when you have those 3 things and put them together, you get success.
That's Shea Gilgeous-Alexander on NBC Peacock after the 131-122 Game 4 win for the Western Conference #1 seed. But the top seed in the East, the Pistons, they're in trouble. The Orlando Magic beat Detroit 94-88 to take a 3-1 series lead. The Denver Nuggets stayed alive, beating Minnesota 125-113. The Timberwolves still up 3-2. In the NHL playoffs, Vegas beat Utah in overtime to tie the series. Pittsburgh beat Philadelphia to stave off elimination. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
We have some morning sunshine, 49 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time 7:05. This news update is brought to you by Destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. In Oneida, man facing prison time after pleading guilty to a disturbing crime. Prosecutors say 33-year-old Jacob Nitzel admitted to having child pornography between April 2022 and November of 2024. Nitzel used social networking platforms and file-sharing applications to share those images and also took part in a discussion with someone who he thought was a 12-year-old girl, but was actually an undercover police officer. Nitzel is expected to be sentenced for the crime in August. For the 7th time since April 1st, state lawmakers approving another budget extender in Albany. The latest will make sure the Empire State can pay its bills through this Thursday. State lawmakers believe it's likely that an 8th extender will be needed and will be passed later this week as they continue to try to hammer out an agreement with Governor Kathy Hochul. No word yet on when a budget could be approved. Utica police releasing information about a big fight that occurred at the Walmart in North Utica over the weekend. Arriving officers located several parties arguing and noticed that one female was holding a large knife in her hand. The officers drew their weapons and gave orders for her to drop the knife. Another individual nearby took that knife from her. However, officers noticed that she was holding yet another knife in her other hand. That too was removed. The female was placed into handcuffs. Utica police say they were able to detain other parties, and while attempting to complete the appropriate paperwork regarding charges, another altercation broke out in the parking lot. The group was dispersed at the conclusion of the incident. And they also say the knives there, Bill, as you pointed out last hour, were store property, and had been removed from their original packaging during the fight in an effort to use them in the melee.
Just think of all the possible weapons you could find in a Walmart.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you could go into the gardening department and bring out a hoe or something, or a shovel, or a pitchfork.
Athletic department.
Yeah,
bats
it's filled with. Nobody would think that you'd steal something like that to allegedly try to hurt somebody.
2 people are officially facing charges. Phoenix Lee, a 20-year-old from Utica, charged with harassment in the 2nd degree and disorderly conduct, and Wakia Arnold, 23, from Utica, charged with disorderly conduct and criminal possession of a weapon. Police say additional charges are possible and will be levied as the investigation continues. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time 7:08. Your Weather Center forecast is brought to you by CSEA. Behind every traffic cone is a worker doing a job with a family waiting at home. Slow down, put the phone down, and move over safely.
Clouds thicking up, and a few showers are going to try to get us midday into the afternoon today. No severe weather, no heavy rain expected. Breezy and mild, 68. Tonight, a few showers around, 48. A little cooler in the north country. Showers likely, maybe a thunderstorm in the afternoon. Tomorrow, 65. And a chance of showers through early afternoon on Thursday. Cool, 52. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
We have sunshine, 49 degrees at 7:09. All right, NBA playoff action last night. This is an 8-versus-1 matchup. The Orlando Magic had to play play-in games in order to just make the postseason. They now lead 3-1 against the top-seeded Detroit Pistons. This after a 94-88 win last night at home over Detroit. Elsewhere, the Thunder complete a 4-game sweep of the Suns, and the Nuggets the Nuggets get back into the series. They're trailing 3-2 to the Minnesota Timberwolves after they knocked off the T-Wolves last night, 125-113. Coming up tonight, the Knicks are in action, Game 5 at MSG. That series tied at 2 games apiece. The Knicks look to use their home court advantage to take a lead in the series. Hockey playoffs last night. The Penguins beat the Flyers 3-2. They now hold a 3-2 series lead. And the Vegas Golden Knights beat Utah 5-4. That series now tied at 2 games apiece. Some NFL news. Hall of Famer and NFL legend Lawrence Taylor continues to be hospitalized for what's reported as a stomach-related issue. Multiple representatives of Taylor have say it does not appear to be life-threatening. The issue does not appear to be life-threatening. Taylor has been in the hospital for about a week now with no discharge date determined. He remains under medical observation, and reports say he is showing signs of improvement. Baseball action last night. The Yankees beat the Rangers in the series opener 4-2. Ben Rice, Aaron Judge, and Jazz Chisholm all went deep. The Yankees have won 9 out of 10. They continue that 3-game series in Texas tonight. The Mets were off yesterday. They host the Nationals for the opener of a 3-game series tonight. The Mets come in having lost 3 straight and 15 of their last 17.
It's bad. Going to the Jim Brewer show the other night. There was a guy coming in wearing a green and orange Mets jersey. It must have been like a specialty, I don't know, something Irish maybe. I don't know. But underneath he had a T-shirt. It was a Mets T-shirt that said "Sell the team," because I think at this point people are, he's got a lot of money, but nothing good has come out of this so far.
Again, you can't fire the players. You can fire managers, but it'd be a heck of a waste of money to fire all those players. Look, I think part of this has to do with clubhouse culture and stupid political beefs. I really think that's what's holding this team back. I don't think it's the missing free agent. I think it's missing the goal.
So is this Trump versus not Trump?
That's what it was last year.
Yeah.
That's what it was last year.
You believe that? I mean,
and I've also heard that because, I do think Francisco Lindor was the captain of this team, but the Mets came out earlier this preseason and said, we're not going to have a captain. We don't need a captain on this team. And there are reports that some say Soto was behind the effort to not have a captain, essentially saying, look, I'm the prized possession in the league, the highest paid guy on the team. Yeah. So if you're going to have a captain, it would be me. So they went with no captain. So I don't know. But there's been a few times, Bill, where the Mets were making a run and it looked like we were going to go deep in the playoffs. And a couple times we did. And you said, kind of feels like 86. Kind of feels like 86. And the Mets, we're in April. They've lost 15 of 17 games. I have to say, kind of feels like 62. Kind of feels like 62. The Mets went 40 and 120 in their inaugural season.
Constantino, who is Anthony Constantino, is running for. It doesn't feel like 86, right?
No, it feels like 62.
It does. In the 21st Congressional District, Anthony Constantino is running in the primary for the seat currently held by Elise Stefanik, and he's running against Robert Smullen. And he said some really pretty tough things, and Smullen has come back and said that Constantino is not fit for office. He was on a radio show out there to the east, WATN, and said he is 51 points ahead of Smullen. Now, I don't know where this polling is coming from, but I haven't seen anything like that. And, in fact, I know it's all anecdotal, but every single person we've talked to has said, there's no way I'm voting for that guy.
I think it's possible Constantino and Smullen are playing a NBA 2K26, I think, because that's the only way he would be 51 points ahead in his race.
I just can't see it. And then I mentioned that just 2 games shy of Holtzauer on Jeopardy, Jamie Ding had won for 31 times in a row, and he lost to some DB last night. I did not like this guy at all. Here's how it went down.
How much do you want to risk on plays and playwrights? $7,600. Okay, another.
Okay, now listen to him cringe like, I don't know. I don't know this one. And then he pops up with the answer every time. It was so annoying.
True daily double. You'll have $15,200 if you're right. The title object of this Oscar Wilde play is both a fashionable accessory and a mark of femininity.
What is Lady Windermere's fan?
That is correct.
They edited it. It was totally edited. If you go back and watch it, you'll see what I mean. It was annoying. Just annoying.
Lance and Lee sending a question for Anthony Constantino. Before we get to that, though, Jeff, you look like John Gotti. Oh, the Dapper Don, huh?
I don't see it.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, there was more to it. Jeff, you look like John Gotti and Sammy Gravano covering your mouth when speaking to Bill off the air.
Okay.
Are you planning a hit? No, but sometimes I know people can read lips, and there's sometimes I think I say things that maybe
you don't want to
fit
say
for
on
the air.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. All right. Quick break. Dr. Hall coming right up at WIBX.
Don't rely on a standard off-the-shelf security system. When it comes to protecting your home, there's a big difference between plug and play and a professionally designed system. At CML Security, security is personal. Their skilled technicians meet with you one-on-one, walk your property, and design a custom system built around your family's needs. From security cameras, intrusion systems, and smart home features, they can also add a level of fire protection to their intrusion systems. They install commercial-grade equipment and provide a warranty on systems that they install. Call CML Security at 315-866-5845 today to schedule your in-home consultation. That's 315-866-5845 or visit cmlsecurity.net. Based in Herkimer, they serve the central New York area. CML Security. Call 315-866-5845. Personalized protection your family can trust.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code CLEAN to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code CLEAN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code CLEAN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
The first Top Shelf Country Cruise promised big, and it delivered. Now the bar's set. If you were there, you know. If you weren't, it's time to get on board. Set sail aboard the Celebrity Summit in March 2027, where laid-back luxury meets country fun. We're talking toes in the sands of Bimini, fun in the sun in Key West and Cozumel, live band karaoke, trivia, bingo, and performances from Riley Green, Chris Young, Lauren Elena, Randy Hauser, and more. Lock in your cabin now at TopShelfCountryCruise.com.
Our locally owned and operated small businesses are the heartbeat of our community. The WIBX Industry Aces stand out as leaders in their fields, like Scharf Plumbing and Drain. The Scharf family has been providing plumbing and drain services to the Mohawk Valley for over a century, offering many services, including sewer repair, repiping, water heater repair, and replacement, and more. They're more than plumbers. They're a family dedicated to getting the job done. Support one of these fantastic industry aces today.
Hello, I'm Oneida County Executive Anthony Constantino. This year marks the 250th birthday of the United States, and we've assembled a special commission to help organize events across our community. In the months ahead, we'll highlight why this is such a historic time for our region. From the signing of the Declaration of Independence to the turning point of the Revolutionary War, the Battle of Oriskany. You'll learn about the people, events, and local impact that shaped our nation. Our goal is simple, to help you love the history where you live, right here in Oneida County.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Hey, I want to tell you, River Hills Properties continues to deal in upstate New York and also on the west coast of Florida, the Gulf Coast. And it's all about service. It's all about lowering your stress level. Selling a home can be a very stressful thing to do. And when you know you're working with River Hills, all of their agents have you covered. They don't use the lockbox. Your personal agent is there every time the house is shown. And whether that be just to keep an eye on things or to answer questions, it helps move everything along. That's the River Hills way. In offices in Barneville, in Little Falls, in Newport, and in Rome, and now in Sarasota, Florida. It's River Hills Properties. Nobody sells homes like River Hills. And you can call them, 315-896-1009. And if you're considering maybe getting out of Dodge next winter and you want to just see what your home is worth, or maybe you keep it here, or you downsize, or you make no change here at all, but you add something in Sarasota. It's amazing people who have a place down there and they go so many times a year, and maybe they go during the winter months, but then they rent it out and they pay for their mortgage by renting it out to people all year long.
That's a good way to get a second home.
Reach out to River Hills. Let me take, before Dr. Hall, quickly, Lucia. Good morning, Lucy. Good morning.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Bill?
Yeah.
Bill, how are you? Good?
Doing good, yeah. How are you?
I'm good. I give a guest from Hawaii,
Okay.
and her name is Gioia,
Julia.
and she lives in Hawaii, but she's Italian.
Okay.
Gioia, and it's her birthday tomorrow.
Okay. All right.
So tomorrow I won't be able to call. I might be in Hawaii myself.
Oh, good for you. It's nice there. Watch out for
It
the
would be nice.
scorpions.
So when they say, I will, I promise.
Brady Bunch reference.
Yeah. For what? What do we have to what?
No worries. Scorpions. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, be careful.
Okay.
They're
I
terrible.
So I want to say happy birthday. Can you say happy birthday for...
Yes, please.
with me too?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Can you going to say it?
You want me? I thought you were going to say it.
Yeah, we both say it. Can you?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Whenever you're ready, you count it down. You
Happy
count.
birthday.
Oh, we're singing. Okay, go
Yeah.
ahead. Ready and go. Happy birthday
to you. You.
Happy birthday
to you.
Yeah, thank you, Davey.
Happy birthday to Gioia.
To Joya.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. All right.
I told her you have a beautiful voice.
Well,
So
it's not
she
all that
said-
beautiful, yeah.
Yes, sir, you do.
Okay.
And stop it. You
I
do.
will. Thanks.
And she said, so can you sing it too? I said, you will.
Well,
I know
that's-
you would.
Well, you tell her we say happy birthday, and
Thank you.
that's just wonderful.
Thank you so much.
All right.
What else?
Uh,
Bill, I have a hat for you. I don't know.
Oh,
if
wait a minute,
you-
wait a minute, Lucia. We've got Don Ho singing happy birthday. Oh, it just quit. I'm sorry. I thought it was there. I thought I had Don Ho singing happy birthday to her, but no luck.
What happened to him?
I just cut right off. I don't think he's with us anymore. Lucia, I have to get to the doctor, but please wish...
He went to Hawaii.
Please wish
Yeah.
the greatest of happy birthday wishes to your friend. All right?
Thank you. Ciao.
All right, Lucy. Thank
Ciao.
you. Ciao.
Bye.
You don't think of a lot of Italians living in Hawaii, but I imagine there are a lot of Italians. Big military, right, with Pearl Harbor, and you have people that are traveling, and yeah. Sure. On the line right now is Dr. Kent Hall. Doc, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good. I want to tell you that, just give you a little brief update on the so I had gotten an inhaler that is the steroid inhaler, and I held off on a day, and I started to feel a little bit better. So I'm like, well, let's not take it till tomorrow. And I started to feel a little better, and I got to tell you, it's gone.
You used the inhaler, or you did not?
I did not use the inhaler.
All right.
So,
are you selling it on eBay now?
I'm selling it. Yeah, $99. Hasn't been opened. Is that a bad move, or should I call my doctor and let him know?
So just so I'm clear, so you were feeling better, so you decided not to use the inhaler,
Correct.
and you're still feeling better?
It's gone. I don't have any of that phlegm building up in my lungs. It dissipated Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday it was gone. And today's second day, gone. So somehow I healed myself. I didn't know I had the opportunity or the ability to do so.
Well, I'd say, if you're not having any of the symptoms anymore,
Don't take it, yeah.
Then the whole reason for a steroid inhaler is to decrease the inflammation. But it sounds like, based on what you're talking about, the inflammation is pretty well gone. So
yeah,
I'm not sure how much more benefit you would get from using the inhaler. So
it's possible that
I didn't want thrush.
The Son of our Lord used his healing hand Donald Trump, Jesus Christ to heal you.
Well, I did. I will tell you, I do own the Donald Trump Bible. So I'm just telling you. I'm just saying it. Put it out there. Okay, Doc, here's the other thing, and I know I've gotten into this before, and I just got to talk about it. I don't understand how it is that we are in such a world where you have to be worried about going outside and raking leaves. Or when we were kids, we would, as my mother was talking about this the other day, she said, when you kids were younger, we didn't have to worry about ticks. You'd be under the leaves. We'd cover you up. The only thing you'd jump in the leaves. The only thing we worried about was a stick. Well, yeah, you jump down on the leaves and a stick would poke your eye out.
Yeah.
But today, I feel like and maybe it's because we're so cautious, or I don't know why. But today, if you got a little kid and you're out there and you're covering your kid with leaves, welfare is coming to take your kid away.
Is on their way.
So what is going on, and where did this all come from, Doc?
Yeah. So the issue around here is Lyme disease, and the reality is, if you go back 30 years, I'm remembering to when I was a resident, which was quite a while ago.
Yeah.
And, Lyme disease existed in Connecticut. In fact, it's called Lyme disease because it was first identified in Lyme, Connecticut.
I did not know that.
And in an area in the Wisconsin, Minnesota area. I can't remember which state it was, but one of the upper Midwest states. And that was the only place that Lyme disease existed. And because of the ability of the tick, of the deer tick or the black-legged tick, to expand its environment or where it exists, and it is the vector that carries Lyme disease, then it has just gone across the entire country, and now it is really dependent on what the environment was during the winter, in terms of whether the tick population was knocked down enough that it's less of a worry. But it is a worry everywhere in the United States. So, it is just one of the tick-borne diseases, but it is the most ubiquitous, the one that has spread throughout the entire country.
And I'm wondering, if you have a fence around your yard and the deer can't get in, will you have fewer ticks or no ticks, or does that not even matter?
It really doesn't matter because,
Probably not.
It isn't. They're called deer ticks because they're found on deer, but that's not the only place. It's just like one of their prominent vectors. So no, unfortunately, barriers against deer and stuff do not help really in terms of keeping this at bay.
I want to read it for you because I don't know. Since I've had a computer, I've become a doctor, Doc. And I just go to Google and now with AI, it even gives you more information, which can
not necessarily accurate, but there is more information.
No, and it's more information which will send you down the horrific rabbit hole that will keep you up late at night. But I got to tell you, I know of two people who are friends of ours who have been bitten by a tick and have contracted Lyme disease. Did not know they had a tick bite, and they both got Lyme disease, and in both cases, they went through and still lingering go through severe symptoms. And when you look at worst case scenarios of Lyme disease you can correct me if I'm wrong here, that's why I'm bringing this up, can actually result in death at some point, severe arthritis, facial palsy, nerve pain, heart palpitations, numbness, pain that is just unbearable. And in some cases, in children, it can just be, I don't want to say deform the child, but to the point where it completely, a healthy child becomes a child that isn't learning, that isn't able to be developed properly. This can have really, it's not everybody, and it probably is the minority, but it can have some really horrible consequences. Now you can correct me if I'm wrong.
No, so you're spot on. What I would say is that there are three that if you get Lyme disease and you get, so the primary is you get the target lesion where the tick bit you, and if you get that, you can take just a really short course of antibiotics, and it basically cures it. What you're talking about is secondary and tertiary, so that's where it is not cured. It is not found early enough, and that target lesion goes away, so you don't know you have it. And then but the entity that causes the Lyme disease is still in your system, and it basically attacks three different types of tissue. It attacks connective tissue, which is why you get the arthritis. It attacks nerves, which is why you get all these neurologic things, whether it's encephalitis or swelling of the brain, or you get nerve, numbness or pain, because of nerve damage, and it also attacks the cardiac muscle. So it can cause myocarditis, it can cause significant heart failure and stuff. So you're right. It is not that, if you get it and you don't find it, then you will ultimately get one of these, because your body can still fight it off even at the secondary and tertiary stages. What it does cause, though, is that it does increase the likelihood of it. And once you get those, you can. There are some, studies that showing that you can take long-term antibiotics to try and decrease the effects, but you never get rid of those effects completely because the damage is done. And so that's why being safe, first and foremost, being safe, protecting yourself. When you're going outside, you want to wear long sleeves, you want to wear long pants. Put your pants in your socks. You can use pyrethrin to put onto your clothes that will decrease it. And then when you come home or come back inside, you get a good look at yourself. Have somebody help you get a good look at yourself in all those areas that you don't necessarily want to look at, because that's where the ticks can be hiding. And then you go and you take a shower and stuff. Now, I'm not saying you have to do this every time, but certainly if you are in an area where there's grass, bushes, if you're going on a hike,
which is every day.
Those are the kinds
every day if you're outside.
Of things.
Yeah.
But if you're out walking, like on a sidewalk or on a road, that is a very, very low probability of getting a tick on you. So you be smart about it, but be smart about it.
So I listen. I do have somebody that I know that when they go out, and they're like you, Doc, you're very cautious. They wear the pants. They put their socks up over the pants. They're wearing long pants. Could be 88 degrees out. The sun coming down. And I still wear shorts when I mow the lawn and stuff like that. But I do spray. Like I put on the poison. Probably.
All right, well, stay tuned, because coming up, I have some natural options.
It's okay. That's a good idea too. But I use that off deep woods, which is clearly poison. But then afterwards, I do I hate to say it, but now every time after I do a hard, long job outdoors, and you're in leaves or you're in you're getting rid of brush, which I'm dealing with, mowing your lawn. I do spray, and then I'll shower afterwards. That's my precautionary measure. I've never had a tick before. I've never had a tick bite, as far as I know.
Yeah, and that's a good thing to do. So, I can tell you that I had a tick bite on my leg 2 years ago when I was, after going out on a photography shot. So.
All right,
it can happen. It is not to be trifled with.
And then one more quickie. There seem to be people who are always bitten by mosquitoes, and others who are not bothered as much. They'll be bitten, but not as bad. There seem to be people who, like, I have a son who every time he goes out, he's like, "Look at this! It's a tick. I got a tick," and we'll catch it oftentimes before he's bitten. But it is, there are some people that seem to attract mosquitoes and ticks. Maybe I'm wrong, but it seems that way.
No, You're right. Medical science doesn't really fully understand that, whether it has to do with, the aromas that you give off, and that more or less attract these kinds of difficult animals to get rid of. That is probably a part of it, but there's a lot that we don't know about what the attraction is. In general, mosquitoes and black flies are attracted to the carbon dioxide that we put off. But in terms of what other things may augment that, we're still learning about.
The reason I think it is true is because I know some guys who couldn't attract a woman if their life depended on it. Right? Why can't that be the same for ticks and mosquitoes? Manaski has natural
one of these I had looked up prior to AI being in existence as we understand it now, and I only say that just because sometimes AI is wrong. But here are a couple of different options. These are homemade tick repellent sprays, and you can Google this for yourself. Boil 2 cups of water with 2 tablespoons of
you're making it.
Dried rosemary, thyme, and basil. It says steep for 30 minutes, cool, strain, and spray. I don't even know if you need to cool and strain. But anyway, essential oil mix. Combine witch hazel or water with essential oils like geranium, cedarwood, lemongrass, or peppermint. They have one here for dogs that says 2 tablespoons of coconut oil with 20 drops of turmeric essential oil, applying a few drops along the dog's spine weekly. Some of the ones that I have found and been aware of for many years, the lemon eucalyptus oil, which says it's effective for up to 8 hours, and people compare its effectiveness to synthetically made products that you buy over the counter that are chemicals that can be dangerous. So I think I'm going to try this lemon eucalyptus oil, but I just encourage people, if you don't want to go the DEET route, maybe try some of these other herbal or homemade options as well, because they say what the deal is with things like peppermint, the lemon eucalyptus, and a couple of the others, the thyme and stuff like that, that this scent disorients the insect, so it repels them because they're like confused, they don't want to be around. I want to go away from this. So I don't know. I hope nobody gets it.
And Doc, we'll leave you with this. It does seem like this is only getting worse. Like as they seem to populate, and even after tough winters, every year we keep hearing it's going to be worse this year. So it's just something we didn't have to deal with when we were kids.
No, you're absolutely right. And Jeff, I will say that I have not seen any scientific studies about any of those things, so I can't comment on whether they work or don't work, except that the evidence just isn't there, at least not that I've seen.
Right.
So if you're going to do that, okay, that's your choice. But just know that you're wading into areas that are not fully understood. It doesn't sound like anything that you mentioned is going to be hurtful or detrimental to somebody. I just can't say that there's a documented benefit for it.
Okay,
gotcha. Thank you for pointing that out.
Dr. Kent Hall, as always, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of the week.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day, and please be safe.
All right, thanks. Davey, we're doing Hobica's free money question of the day, and it is worth a whopping what here this morning. Yesterday we did $1.50, and today you're doing how much?
180.
180, okay. All right, 180. And
complete 180.
A complete 180. And what caller number you want? I have a great question today.
3.
Third caller right now. We're going to do it quickly. Caller number 3. Then Diana Smith, recently retired as a former U.S. ambassador, and she is so upset over New York State politics that she wants to talk about it. And I think it's something that we'll probably all agree with. Maybe not. We'll find out. We'll hear what she has to say. All right, caller 3 right now at 315-736-0186 for $180 next on WIBX.
The Memorial Day sale is on at Mattress Express, upstate New York's largest specialty bedding retailer. Remember, no one has all the brands under one roof, and we're giving away prepaid gas cards with select king and queen sets up to $1,000. Hurry!
Is the spring sales event at Clinton Tractor. we're giving you the best deals of the season on all of our inventory. Thousands of used and new equipment in stock, all in one location. Get 0% financing on new Ferris commercial mowers, Massey Ferguson, and New Holland equipment. And trailers and used equipment as low as 5.49%. Restrictions apply. It's Clinton Tractor Spring Sales Event going on now. ClintonTractor.net.
Our Senator Kirsten Gillibrand and Representative John Mannion are standing up for radio listeners like us by supporting legislation to keep AM radio in cars. They know the value of local radio in times of emergency. Now it's time for Congress to finish the job and pass the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act. Learn more at dependonam.com. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Okay, here we go. And listen, another nice day on the way for part of the day. And then by afternoon, they say it's going to get a little rainy. And then the next few days just do not look all that great at all. Time for us to do Habaika's free money question of the day. And today it's worth $180. We've had a few winners this week. Bill in Stittville is standing by on the line right now. By the way, the contest comes via... Maybe you have seen it already. The website comes via, I'm sure the contest comes via the Habaika Law Firm, 315-724-1600 for all of your legal needs. Bill is in Stittville. Hi, Bill. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
I'm all over the place. All over the place. Okay.
Yeah, sounds it.
Yeah, sorry, Bill. Are you being critical?
No.
Well, you should be.
Supportive.
Supportive. Yeah. Well, I've got my wife texting me something. I've got this, I got that. All of a sudden, I'm still talking, though. That's a mistake.
You're a multitasker.
I'm a multitasker who probably doesn't multitask well. So if you keep talking while you're multitasking, there's a good chance you're going to say something really stupid. I know that, so I don't know why I kept talking. All right, William, here we go. I think you're going to pull this off. It's worth $180. And are you ready?
Yes, I am.
You will have 7 seconds to answer this one. And all you have to do for $180 is tell me where in the world, although technically we're talking about America, where in America is the oldest municipal airport? Ready, go.
Ohio.
Is it in Ohio? No, it's not.
No.
Buffalo? It is not Buffalo, but keep going. Davey, where in America is America's oldest municipal airport?
I don't know.
Okay, good.
Is it Marcy?
Good guess.
Is it Marcy? It's not Marcy. It's not Rome. It is. It's Albany. Albany
yeah.
Municipal Airport is the oldest in America. I did not know that, and it's great. I don't know if you fly much at all, but it's we have a couple of options without having to drive too far. Syracuse and Albany is a good. I think is a pretty good option. That's a newly remodeled airport, but the oldest in America municipal airport. So. All right, William. Sorry. It's Glenwood Movieplex tickets and Rome Cinema 8 tickets. Davey's going to hook you up, all right?
All right, thanks.
All right, thank you so much. And Davey, he's all yours. And while you do that, I'm going to try. Am I able to go here and get a signal out? Let's try it. Ooh, that's loud. I'm trying something here. See if it works. Oh, it does.
Hi. If you record your name and reason for calling, I'll see if this person is available.
It is Bill, and I'm hoping that Allison, my wife, will pick up the phone and come on the air. She's screening our calls now. I had no idea.
She's screening your call.
Yeah. So pick up. This is like the old. Hello.
Please stay on the line.
Okay.
By the way, the contestant Bill sounded like Nick Matt, didn't he? Or
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Am I saying the wrong Matt?
Fred
Matt, yeah.
I love this song, too. Come on. There she is.
Hello.
Hello, Allison. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning.
This is what happens when your next guest doesn't show up. You call your wife.
Oh, my God. I don't like that
All
policy.
right, listen, you just sent me. There's two things I want to get into, and then I'll let you go. I know you have to do what you do.
Yes.
But, number one, you sent me something. Is it something you can talk about?
Oh, my gosh. I can't believe
We
you.
didn't mention what it was, so if we can't talk
Did
about it.
you get it too?
No, but you haven't mentioned what it was.
I think it's pretty
Well,
big.
I would rather you look at it before I talk about it. You didn't see it at all?
I did not see it. it.
Okay.
Is it bad?
Okay. No, it's just, I don't know. I'll just say the facts. How's that?
Okay, so it is someone we're very close to got caught on a hot mic at the correspondence dinner on Saturday night.
Yes.
That part I know. I just don't know who it was.
Oh, you don't know who it is?
I don't know. No.
It's Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, Jimmy did. Well, he can handle a lot. I think. Is it bad?
Well, he's making fun of the fact that the door isn't closing. It's propped open.
Oh.
Coming in, and he's talking. He's laughing about it. He's like, they might as well just have a scarecrow there to scare people
Well, I got to
off.
tell you, yesterday when he was on yesterday, he said there was no security. He felt like there was no security when he checked in on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So
he
are people being critical of him, or is he just highlighting the fact that security seems weak?
The people are saying, look at that. He's even making fun of the fact that there's no security and that so many people are in danger.
Well, I think people are.
Yeah, that's going a little too far. I think he's making light
These
as
are the
a
same,
comedian would, but
Allison, these are the same people that call the Stanley and Rome Capitol Theater and say, I will never go to another show because you're bringing up that guy from Fox News. However, it is something you don't want to be caught on. Had you been caught on a hot mic saying that and nothing happened, there would not be an issue.
Exactly.
Right. Very much like the Jimmy Kimmel thing. Same thing. Everybody's up in arms over that. He was making a joke about the president looking old, and everybody keeps, go online. Everybody says he's going to die soon. He's not going to make it. And that was the joke. But then after what happened over the weekend, it looked really bad. Like, I thought he made that comment after the shooting. And that
so what are you saying? Are you saying that me sending that to you to show you that is stupid and I made a mistake?
Oh, no.
Let me help you out, Bill. No, he did not say that. That's not where he was going. And Allison, you can blame me because I said you should call your wife.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll take the fall on this one, Bill.
No, I am
not.
not.
Bill had nothing to do with this. I twisted his arm the whole time.
The move
to be honest
send
with
it
you.
to me was brilliant. Just brilliant. Especially almost as if you knew the guest we had planned wasn't showing up.
Yeah.
No, I think you're just saying you just don't care.
No, I do care.
He cares, trust me. He cares.
I won't send you anything ever again.
I don't know how this came off that way.
Well, you've been married for a long time. You should be able to figure it out. So.
All right. Can we switch gears? What do you think?
I have the quote here if you'd like it, which was brilliantly sent to you, by the way, by your fabulous wife.
Thank you.
Here's the quote from Jimmy Fallon.
I'm just defending him because I'm friends with him. I'm defending him.
I understand. That's fine. I'm just saying, you know what? I'm thinking, oh my God, I hope he's talking about this.
Oh, my guess is he did talk about it a little bit yesterday, but now that this is out, I'm sure he'll talk about it today. And on our show yesterday, he talked about the fact that there was no security. Go ahead.
In my mind, I'm like, great, more energy to spend on that.
On that topic. Okay, fair enough.
The quote here is, they have like two random chicks holding the front door open. They're not even trying anymore. I just mean like they're not even like Secret Service people. It's like the girls who work here are holding the door. Even if it was guys, it wouldn't make it better. They might as well put a doorstop in. They put up a doorstop and a scarecrow. Don't bleep with this guy.
All right. Well,
and I think that's an honest observation. That was prior to the shooting.
Absolutely.
And it's an honest and fair observation.
I think so too. But he's being criticized for it. But still, I think that's a problem. And how often are these things going to happen? How did they let that guy even get so close? Is I think the big question today. The other thing I wanted to ask you about, Allison. No, I think you're absolutely right, Al.
Okay, Bill.
I think you are brilliantly right.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, go on. What's next?
The next topic is, am I going to be welcome home tonight? No, that's not it. The next topic is Jeopardy last night and that guy.
Oh,
the guy that won.
Yeah.
I hate him. I don't know. I don't even know I can watch tonight.
He is such a jerk.
Yeah. And every question, I don't know if anybody watched last night, but every time he would answer, first of all, I didn't want the guy, and Allison, you're in the same boat as me. We wanted him to continue to win.
Jamie Ding.
This Jamie Ding might have actually challenged Ken Jennings' record. Wouldn't that have been something to watch? But it's, nothing is meant to be. None of that crap ever is real, and which is why I'm a Mets fan. And we're looking at the 13 of 15 losses in
15
the
of 17.
game, whatever. But I was so bothered that every time he came up with an answer, and it wasn't just once or twice, but every time, correct me if I am wrong, he was like, I don't know what this is. And then he'd pop out the right answer over and over again.
He was such a child.
Yeah.
And I know Jamie had to go at some point. He's going to lose at some point.
We're on a first-name basis.
To that guy?
Yeah. Of all people to lose to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I hate to say it, but that guy answered a lot of questions.
He did.
I fear he's going to go on a run of his own, and I hope not. I just hope not. All right, Al. Well, this was an awkward and awesome conversation. And this is what it's like at home. This is life at home. This is what it's like.
Conversation will probably be continued in just a few hours in a bit of a more aggressive tone, I would imagine.
About 3:30, yep.
So and now you're screening your calls too. That's awesome. All right. Well, listen, have a wonderful day.
Thanks. Yes, I shall.
All right. Thank you so much. All right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bye, Al. That is my wife, and I will probably pay. Yeah, I didn't think I was disagreeing with her at all. What I'm doing is what I do with everybody. If I try to look at the best in people who I like, and I like Jimmy, and I can't imagine he would be making fun of a situation. But I also feel the same when you talk about Jimmy's comments. It was before this actually happened. Yeah. But I also think it's very insightful to realize, what are we doing with security here? And he said it on the air yesterday. He felt like security was very light.
Yeah.
And the same thing that people would disagree with me on with Jimmy Kimmel. He made just what seemed like a harmless joke about the president now looking old and being slow, all these things he said about Joe Biden.
Right, and what's a pre-recorded show, right? That's not a live show, is it?
Well, no, it aired last week. It aired like Thursday or Friday.
Oh, okay.
So, and when I heard it, I thought, he said that on Monday?
No, but it was from last week.
It was from late last week. So, had he said it on Monday night's show, and made that joke on Monday night's show about the president, that would have been absolutely fireable and inappropriate. I just think everybody's making a bunch out of nothing. The conservatives hate Jimmy Kimmel, but on the same scale, the liberals hate Jimmy Fallon, because that's how we are today. So if he's in your camp, he can tell a joke and everybody's good with it. If he's not in your camp, you think he's wrong. We're not good like that.
Yeah, we're too divided. We think the worst of other people now.
Of the ones we don't like. So you want to add something?
No, There's a couple of topics, and we can kick this to next hour.
Well, I hope you enjoyed my uncomfortableness, and I'll break and come right back. Stand by. Hold tight. Steve Ponte Mazda creating the ultimate customer experience, continuing to be the #1 goal, which is why they've selected the best late model Mazdas to become award-winning Mazda certified pre-owned vehicles, offering you an award-winning Mazda at a tremendous value with a 160-point inspection and balance of the 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. And if you need a lower price or a lower payment, just reach out. Let's make your deal on a Mazda certified pre-owned vehicle. That is Ricky Z's statement. Let's make your deal. Where it's always easy to do business. Family-owned and operated Steve Ponte Mazda Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
All right, I have two things here, and I'm going to go one Democrat and one Republican. Sometimes Bill, you and I get frustrated with the ineptitude or the, I'll just come out and say it, the lack of intelligence of some of our elected officials. And I saw two examples. One occurred, I think, yesterday, and the other one I saw over the weekend. And I'm going to go at each side. I'm not picking a side here. But I was sent a video yesterday, and I said, no, that can't be real. That's got to be AI. And to the best of my knowledge, this is not AI. Ilhan Omar yesterday was doing a press conference, and she was talking about some President Trump bill, something he wanted, the Alien Foreign Policy Act. Yeah. And in making her statement, she was reading off either a script or a prompter, but she should know better. She said that policy has not been enacted since World War XI. World War II, World War II, referred to it and did not correct it, referred to it as World War XI.
I'm not defending her by any means. However, people will, like I was watching TV bloopers the other day and a newscaster was reading a teleprompter and he said, my name is Julie, whatever, his host, and he just kept going and she stopped him and he said, I did not just say that. Yeah, you did. You just read it. But somebody should have said, you just said World War XI. And why wouldn't that ring in your head as being wrong?
Correct.
Well, why wouldn't reading somebody else's name as yours ring as well? But
on the other side of the aisle,
I'm trying to make.
I saw a press conference with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. I was listening to the audio. I think Trump was there. And whether he was or not, it doesn't matter. Simple math. People don't understand percentages. He was talking about MAHA and the effort to reduce prescription drug costs in the United States.
Which would be good for everybody.
Which would be great for everybody. And even though his math is wrong, I fully support the effort. He said, we've reduced the price of this one drug. Whatever, it was Kennedy, and I can't do the impression. We reduced the price of this one drug by 600%. Now, you can have the price of something increase by 600%. But if something is decreasing by 600%,
well, apparently you're being
they're
paid
paying
to take it.
you.
Yeah, that's right.
Correct.
Yeah.
Think about if you go to the store, and I'll just use a round number. A pair of jeans is $10, and it's 50% off. Well, it's $5. 100% off would mean it's free. Anything over 100%, they're paying you. So again, the fact that this doesn't click among our, quote, best and brightest leaders
is a little scary.
Continues to concern me.
I want to use the same argument in his defense, and that is it's probably a speech he didn't write, and he just read it. And I think we're in the world of exaggerating to make our point right now. It's like everything is, and with President Trump, it's the greatest ever or the worst ever. People say they've never seen anything so bad. Well, how many times can you say that about something? Because somebody's got to be the worst in this.
Right.
And it seems like we keep topping the toppers. So
topping the topper.
I would say the same thing for him on that. I got a break. Hold tight. And I'll take you after the news.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
At Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield, we are dedicated to helping you understand your benefits and how to use them. It's one of the reasons why, for the third straight year, we have been named #1 in customer satisfaction among Medicare Advantage plans in New York and #1 for ease of doing business by J.D. Power. We were named most trusted, too. We remain committed to giving you high-quality coverage and the best possible Medicare experience. Learn more at medicare.excellusbcbs.com. For J.D. Power 2025 award information, visit J.D. Power.
From the WB Paid Insurance Studio, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
Jimmy Kimmel under a lot of scrutiny from the right again. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Months after he was suspended from his ABC late night talk show over comments after Charlie Kirk's assassination.
ABC needs to determine, is this the type of person and violent rhetoric that it wants to affiliate with?
Senior advisor to the First Lady, Mark Beckman, on Fox, the morning after Melania Trump called Kimmel corrosive with hateful and violent rhetoric, upset over a joke last week before the White House Correspondents' Dinner attack, saying she has the glow of an expectant widow. Kimmel responded last night.
It was a very light roast joke about the fact that he's almost 80 and she's younger than I am. It was not, by any stretch of the definition, a call to assassination, and they know that. I've been very vocal for many years speaking out against gun violence.
The accused attacker Saturday night, Cole Allen, will appear in court again Thursday. He's charged with attempting to assassinate the president and 2 other counts, but U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro says,
make no mistake, this is just the beginning of this indictment, of these charges. The indictment will include a lot more charges.
The U.S. military stopped another oil tanker, enforcing that blockade on Iran's ports. Iran's demanding that be lifted and nuclear talks be delayed for it to allow open shipping again in the Strait of Hormuz. But Fox's Lucas Tomlinson reports from Dubai.
While hundreds of ships remain stuck at anchor in the Persian Gulf, the first liquefied natural gas carrier from right here in the UAE did transit the Strait of Hormuz recently. It's the first LNG carrier to transit the Strait of Hormuz since the beginning of the war 2 months ago.
Oil prices are rising this morning, and at the gas pump, another surge overnight. AAA's national average for regular at $4.17 a gallon is a new high since the conflict started. And as jet fuel prices surge,
budget airlines are asking the Trump administration for $2.5 billion in government assistance. The Association of Value Airlines, which includes Frontier and Avelo, are calling it, quote, a necessary and targeted measure.
That's Fox's Carly Shimkus. America's listening to Fox News.
Living with everyday pain is like having a voice that always says, no, you can't do that. No, you better sit this one out. It's no way to live. So if pain is affecting you, see how Relief Factor can help get you back to life on your terms. One where you say yes a lot more. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor's unique formula of natural ingredients does not just mask pain, it helps reduce or eliminate it for good. Whether it's your back, neck, joints, or muscles, Relief Factor can help you, as it has for so many others. So call 1-800-4RELIEF and give Relief Factor's 3-week quick start a try. It's only $19.95, less than $1 a day to get your life back. Just go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4RELIEF, and see how you can say yes to more of everything you want.
A win in court for pro-choice advocates in a red state.
A Wyoming judge blocks a new state law that would have banned abortion once a fetal heartbeat is detected, often as early as 6 weeks of pregnancy. Wyoming's lone abortion clinic and others challenge the restriction. The judge's block will remain in place as a lawsuit moves forward. Previously, the state Supreme Court struck down sweeping abortion and abortion pill bans, finding the restrictions violated the Wyoming Constitution. Tom Graham, Fox News.
A man who spent 25 years in prison for murder until he was paroled is no longer a convict. A judge has thrown out the verdict that put him behind bars.
New evidence that may have been withheld by the prosecution, including a large sum of money paid to the mother of their key witness, prompting the ruling. Harry Ruse has always maintained his innocence in the fatal shooting of Emmanuel Felix. New York Judge Robert Mandelbaum taking the unusual step of rebuking the former assistant DA in charge of the case for refusing to participate in the reinvestigation. Gary Baumgarten, Fox News.
The Federal Reserve is meeting today and again tomorrow to assess the economy. No interest rate cut is expected this time from Fed Chairman Jerome Powell.
Powell's press conference afterwards could potentially shed light as to whether policymakers give an approval for potential rate hikes later this year. Jerome Powell's 8 years at the Fed's helm now appears more likely to come to an end in May, clearing the way for his potential successor, Kevin Warsh, to be confirmed by the Senate before the Fed's mid-June meeting. Hillary Barsky, Fox News.
A Senate committee will vote on Warsh's nomination tomorrow. On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed up for the Dow, down big for the NASDAQ the day after the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 once again closed at record highs. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
We have sunshine and 50 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM, news time 8:05. This news update is brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net. An Oneida man facing prison time after pleading guilty to a disturbing crime. Prosecutors say 33-year-old Jacob Nitzel has admitted to having child pornography between April 22 and November of 2024. Nitzel used social networking platforms and file-sharing apps to share those images and took part in discussions with someone who he thought was a 12-year-old girl, but actually turned out to be an undercover police officer. Nitzel is expected to be sentenced for that crime in August. For the 7th time since April 1st, state lawmakers are approving yet another budget extender. The latest will make sure the Empire State can pay its bills through Thursday. State lawmakers believe it's likely an 8th extender will be needed later this week as they continue to try and hammer out an agreement with Governor Hochul. No word yet on when a budget could be passed in Albany. Utica police releasing information about an incident at the Walmart in North Utica involving a large fight with knives over the weekend. Arriving officers located several parties arguing and noticed one female was holding a large knife in her hand. Officers drew their weapons and gave orders for her to drop the knife. Other individuals nearby took the knife from her, but police say she had another knife in the other hand. That too was removed. The female was placed into handcuffs. There was another fight that broke out. They were able to detain other parties. The group was dispersed at the conclusion of the incident. So far, 2 people have been charged. 20-year-old Phoenix Lee of Utica faces harassment in the 2nd degree and disorderly conduct. Wakia Arnold, a 23-year-old from Utica, charged with disorderly conduct and criminal possession of a weapon. Police say additional charges may be levied as their investigation continues. And physicians, leaders, and clinicians at Rome Health announcing that Rome Health Wound Care Center has been awarded the prestigious Center of Distinction Award by HealLogix, the nation's largest provider of advanced wound care services. The center achieved outstanding clinical outcomes for 12 consecutive months, including a patient satisfaction rating of 92% or higher. Officials say this recognition is a direct reflection of the team, their dedication, collaboration, and willingness to continuously improve in what makes the level of performance possible. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time, 8:08. Your Weather Center forecast brought to you by CSEA. Behind every traffic cone is a worker doing a job with a family waiting at home. Slow down, put the phone down, and move over safely.
Clouds thickening up, and a few showers are going to try to get us midday into the afternoon today. No severe weather, no heavy rain expected. Breezy and mild, 68. Tonight, a few showers around, 48. A little cooler in the North Country. Showers likely, maybe a thunderstorm in the afternoon. Tomorrow, 65. And a chance of showers through early afternoon on Thursday. Cool, 52. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik, WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Sunshine, 50 degrees at 8:08. From the IBEW 43 local sports desk, we begin with some news on a Giant legend and NFL Hall of Famer Lawrence Taylor. He is in the hospital with what is reported as a stomach-related issue. His reps say the issue does not appear to be life-threatening. Taylor has been in the hospital for a week with no discharge date yet determined. He remains under medical observation, but his camp says he is showing signs of improvement. NBA playoffs last night. An upset is brewing. an 8-1 in a best-of-7 series. The Orlando Magic beat the Pistons last night 94-88. They now lead that series 3-1. Remember, Orlando was a play-in team. They had to win a couple games just to get to the postseason, and Detroit was the Eastern Conference's top seed. Elsewhere, the defending champion Thunder get rid of the Suns 131-122. That is a 4-0 series sweep. And the Minnesota T-Wolves now lead 3-2 as Denver fought back last night. They won 125-113. Again, Minnesota still holds a 3-2 series edge. Coming up tonight, the Knicks back at MSG. The series with Atlanta tied 2 games apiece. The Knicks hoping to collect a victory tonight at home. It's essentially a best-of-3 series right now. Game 6 will be in Atlanta. If necessary, Game 7 would come back to the Garden. Hockey playoffs last night. A couple of games on tap. The Flyers lose to the Penguins. Philly still leads that series 3-2. And the Vegas Golden Knights beat the Utah Mammoth 5-4. That series now tied at 2 games apiece. Baseball action. The Yankees take the opener against the Rangers 4-2. Ben Rice, Aaron Judge, Jazz Chisholm all homering in the victory. The Yankees have won 9 of 10. They continue their 3-game series tonight. The Mets were off yesterday. They host the Washington Nationals for the start of a 3-game series at Citi Field this evening. The Mets have lost 15 of their last 17 games.
You ever get a what was it last year? We had won 15 of 17 games or something. We got
Mets
off to a
had
really
the best
good start.
record in baseball, I think,
right
in
until
mid-May. Or
yeah.
May.
And then it was a few years ago, if you remember, they had, don't forget this, the worst record in baseball.
Yes.
And then June, they just took off.
Yep.
So anything can happen. However, I just don't feel comfortable with this. I think there's no chemistry. And I don't feel like there's a I don't feel like there's a comeback. I just don't feel that way. Quickly, coming up, we'll be speaking with Anthony Constantino, Republican candidate for an NY21, responding to his opponent, Robert Smullen's interview. Here he was on WATN out in the Albany area, or at the very least, I don't know where this station's from, Amsterdam, somewhere. And he's talking about how Smullen should listen to the president's endorsement and just get out and support him. That's not how endorsements work.
It is
in primaries. But listen in. Check this out. And maybe he's talking about when I asked about, are you going to, if you don't win the primary, you're going to be on the conservative ballot, will you stay and actively campaign? Maybe that's what he's talking about. Here is audio.
For him, and it's going to be a thing that's decided. We're going to see what happens there. I think if he loses as bad as he's losing, I'm up by 51 points amongst MAGA Republicans, he'd be morally in the wrong big time to do anything at that point other than support me. He should step aside and support me. I'm the president.
Now, if he
never, listen, let me just say this quickly. He never fought for the president. He's never done anything for the president. Okay? He got appointed to something. I don't think the president even appointed him there.
Right.
Instead of saying, thank you, Mr. President, for this appointment, he was disloyal and he didn't help the president one bit. He should, at this point, show a little bit of respect to the president and respect the endorsement he just made. The president just made, and actually my endorsement was rated as one of the best and most emphatic endorsements the president's ever made of anyone.
Boy, he sounds like Trump, doesn't he?
Everything is the greatest.
Nobody's
greatest
ever been endorsed so emphatically as me.
I was going to take Ann in Rome, but I lost her. I don't know what happened. I just think he's coming up in a second, so I just don't. I think he's talking about if he loses the primary, he should get off. He should not actively campaign.
Right, because it'll split the Republican vote.
Right.
A couple of things here on the clip you just played. 51% support. He specifically said they're MAGA, which maybe that makes sense, but I haven't heard it yet. I know we have a lot of MAGA in our audience, and I haven't heard that yet. We'll ask him when he comes up.
Well,
Secondly,
wait a minute. I thought it said he was 51 points ahead. Now, when you start to think about that, back to your math, if 51% of MAGA supports him,
49%
doesn't.
That's a good point.
So I think that is believable.
Let's see here. He says he never fought for the president, but to be fair, Mr. Smolin did fight for this country. Also, he said he's disloyal.
And how many state assemblymen go out and actively campaign for any presidential race? It's just not something that normally happens.
I think that's a good point. And he said he was disloyal. When he comes on later this half hour, I will ask when was he disloyal?
Yeah,
I guess I don't know. There could be examples there that I'm not aware of.
Absolutely loyal to President Trump. In fact, every time we will ask him a question where something has gone on and he doesn't, I feel like Trump has made a mistake. He will never admit that. And even just the other day, last week when we talked to Smolin, I asked him if he thought Trump made a mistake in endorsing Constantino, and he wouldn't say yes to that. So take it for what it is. I kind of disagree. So I do disagree. We'll see what he has to say. Davey's saying if we get him, we'll see. The last time we had him, it was not amicable, right? And I think it was followed up with the threat of a lawsuit like everybody else. So we were in that group, which there is no, it's just ridiculous. I do want to get an update here on what is happening with Iran and the president saying any talks we can do over the phone. I'm not sending the vice president and others back over there. Iran has a new proposal for the U.S., and that would be to, I believe, end the blockade. I'm not sure I see this as being something that is feasible as a solution. Let's go to Jonathan Savage, who's on the line right now, our expert on the war. Jonathan, good morning. What do we know about this?
Hello, good morning. I'm not sure President Trump sees it as a feasible solution either, but we're still waiting to hear his official response. We have been told he doesn't love the proposal, but here's what it is. Iran is offering to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. In return, they would want the U.S. to lift its naval blockade of Iranian ports. Both sides would then move towards working on a long-term ceasefire. But the problem is, I think, for the U.S. is that nuclear negotiations would come later. So it would break the stalemate, it would break the deadlock. But again, the core aims of President Trump and the Pentagon and of Operation Epic Fury would not be addressed until much further down the line.
Look, a couple of thoughts here. First of all, I think with the pressure of the upcoming midterms, I think Iran has some leverage in these negotiations because I think Trump knows, like, if he can get this to a point where oil is flowing through the strait again, it would bring gas prices down, and that would ease some tensions here in the country. Yeah. That's number one. Number two is I think we need to be honest about this Iran nuclear deal, right? Because weren't they prohibited from having a nuclear weapon anyway?
Well,
or at times they have been. They're going to do what they want to do in that regard, and they're not going to be completely open with us.
You had the Obama deal, which the president got rid of, and I'll let you speak to that, Jonathan.
Yeah, well, yes, the Obama deal has been roundly criticized by President Trump and others. However, it should be said that Iran only began enriching uranium to very high levels and cutting off energy inspectors from the IAEA after President Trump pulled the United States out of that deal. So some have said that that deal was better than no deal. Now, like I say, the Trump administration would take issue with that, especially given what was given to Iran in return for that agreement. Iran always says that they don't want a nuclear weapon. However, the international community point to the fact that they have enriched uranium well beyond the level needed for a purely peaceful nuclear program like they insist they want. So I think that the lack of trust is going to play into this here as well. But the way things are at the moment, there's no sign yet that Iran has agreed to a new deal on its nuclear program. The last deal took 18 months to pull together. So getting one in a matter of days, weeks, or even a few months might be very difficult.
The deal here is what I think is going to be important for the president is to be able to get out of this in a way where we're better off than we were before it all started. And I guess if you make the leap and say, yes, they were 2 weeks away from being able to fire off a nuclear weapon, which we have not proven to this point, I guess we've accomplished something. But Otherwise, I don't know that we are going to be any better off after all of this has gone on and all of the destruction and the U.S. and Iranian deaths and others around the region.
Last year, we remember that the U.S. and Israel carried out attacks on Iran's nuclear facilities. We were told that they were obliterated, but unfortunately, they've had to be obliterated again, it would seem, because of Operation Epic Fury coming in so quickly afterwards. So it does raise the specter of, if this can't end in a long-term deal, a long-term agreement on Iran's nuclear program, then would the U.S. have to come back every year, every 2 years to carry out these attacks once again?
Yes. Very, very interesting. Jonathan, we always appreciate it. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
Jonathan Savage with Fox News Radio. I will tell you this on that Obama deal. And this is something that when Trump came in office, he got rid of the deal and said it just was a bad deal. Susan Rice and Condoleezza Rice. Susan Rice, the Obama, Condoleezza, the George Bush era. And they debated over this, and of course, Susan Rice supported the deal, the nuclear deal under Obama. Condoleezza Rice did not. She said she felt it was not a good deal. However, this is a very important. I think this is important. She did say it was not a good deal, but it is better than no deal at all, and it's the best we have. So therefore, I would support it because of that. And I think that's an interesting, and when President Trump came in, he got rid of it. Would that have prevented Iran? Would it, the fact that it was lifted, did it help Iran or did it hurt them? I guess we can all argue about that at the end of the day. Here we are in the midst of war over nuclear weapons and Iran. The goal has been this president is going to be one who finally prevents Iran from getting a nuclear weapon. But this deal right here does not accomplish that, or anything close to this deal does not accomplish that.
So, and I just take issue with the whole term finally prevents them from having a nuclear weapon. First of all, if they'd never had one, then every president before has prevented it. And the second thing is, even if you can get them to agree to a deal, look, I don't think they trust us, and I don't know that we should trust them. That's just my thought.
Quick break, and we'll come back. As we said, candidate Anthony Constantino, Republican candidate NY21, is expected to be on in a few minutes here by phone this morning. Coming up at WIBX.
Hurt in a car? Call William Attar. 315-444-4444.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ Bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's radio to 64,000.
Looking for a reliable ride without the brand new price tag? Then spring into savings at Steep Pawnee Chevrolet in Herkimer and explore our incredible lineup of Car Bravo certified pre-owned vehicles. Whether you're hitting the road for weekend getaways or just upgrading your daily drive, every Car Bravo vehicle is backed by a certified warranty and low financing options, so you can drive with total confidence. Right now, qualified buyers can take advantage of fresh spring offers, including 0% financing for 36 months or as low as 4.9% for 72 months. Plus, Car Bravo vehicles come with a 1-year, 12,000-mile warranty on over 30 different models from 13 different manufacturers. But don't wait. These spring savings won't last long. Together, let's drive to Steep Pawnee Chevrolet, where it's always easy to do business. Visit us on State Route 28 in Herkimer or online anytime at SteepPawneeChevy.com. Credit must qualify top tier through GM Financial. All taxes and fees due on delivery. Must take delivery by April 30th, 2026. See salesperson for details.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. Ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Celebrate Cinco de Mayo with Easy Cater, the best way to order great food from favorite restaurants for all your festivities. From April 27th through May 5th, every order placed earns you 1,000 bonus rewards points. From traditional favorites like enchiladas and mole to festive options like a build-your-own taco bar, even breakfast. Chilaquiles, anyone? Easy Cater makes food for Cinco de Mayo a cinch. Order now at easycater.com and get 1,000 bonus points on every order with promo code Cinco de Mayo 26. Restrictions apply. See offer details.
Our locally owned and operated small businesses are the heartbeat of our community. The WIBX industry aces stand out as leaders in their fields, like Scharf Plumbing and Drain. The Scharf family has been providing plumbing and drain services to the Mohawk Valley for over a century, offering many services, including sewer repair, repiping, water heater repair, and replacement, and more. They're more than plumbers. They're a family dedicated to getting the job done. Support one of these fantastic industry aces today.
Registration is officially open for the 2026 Boilermaker Road Race. Get ready for the 49th annual running of this iconic event, Sunday, July 12th. Whether you're chasing a personal best or just soaking up the incredible energy, this is a race day event you don't want to miss. Secure your spot now and be a part of one of the most celebrated road races in the country. Sign up today and get your training underway. Be sure to listen to live coverage of the Boilermaker Road Race Sunday morning, July 12th, beginning at 7 on WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
The Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills. I want to talk about our conversation with Sharon Mattern, Dr. Sharon Mattern, in studio here last week. She talked about how we had listeners complaining, listen, I'm sick of going into a doctor's appointment at 2 and not getting in to see the doctor until 3:30. And she explained that does not happen at the Falcon Clinic. They give enough time for their patients. And that's the other thing. A lot of times the doctor is given only 15 minutes to see a patient. And at the Falcon Clinic, they're saying that's not enough. You need time to be able to adequately diagnose a patient and give the patient the time that they deserve. That you will get. It's kind of old-fashioned, but that you will get at the Falcon Clinic. Dr. Sharon Mattern and others at the Falcon Clinic accepting new patients right now. All under one roof. Dr. Mattern, Dr. Kosminski, Dr. Zielinski, Dr. Shemileski, and others. It's the Falcon Clinic. Call today at 315-507-4751. The area's premier osteopathic medical clinic is the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills.
Memorial Day sale is on at Mattress Express. Get up to a $1,000 prepaid gas card on select new King and Queen mattress sets. Take up to 5 years to pay with no money down for qualified buyers. A $500 gas card on massage chairs. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
Celebrate Cinco de Mayo with Easy Cater, the best way to order great food from favorite restaurants for all your festivities. From April 27th through May 5th, every order placed earns you 1,000 bonus rewards points. From traditional favorites like enchiladas and mole to festive options like a build-your-own taco bar, even breakfast. Chilaquiles, anyone? Easy Cater makes food for Cinco de Mayo a cinch. Order now at easycater.com and get 1,000 bonus points on every order with promo code Cinco de Mayo 26. Restrictions apply. See offer details.
Are you sick of being just a number or doing a mindless job? Become a craftsman in a trade. Become an IBEW electrician. The IBEW and the Electrician Training Alliance will give you all the tools necessary at their state-of-the-art training facility. Earn as you learn. Paid training while you get your certification. What are you waiting for? Become an IBEW Local 43 electrician. Call or go online today to learn more. Find your career at IBEW and let the Electrician Training Alliance light up your future.
Celebrating 100 years.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
A couple of comments. I know Manansky has a bunch here. I have a few to get in. And we missed you. And in Rome, you're welcome to call back. I need to make the popcorn to listen to this clown's interview. Okay. Yeah, that's Constantino. He's, I'm looking at a meme Looking at a meme with the SNL guy eating popcorn. Mike this morning, big concern is the Iranians hit the main oil terminal in Saudi Arabia. If they take that out, it will do damage to the global oil market for many years, which will affect our price. We're good when it comes to supply, but when it comes to price, the world market plays a major role in all of this.
Sue in Utica says, in fact, this is in regard to Constantino, some campaigners came to my door from Amsterdam. When I opened the door and I saw their shirts, I said, I'm sorry you came so far, but I can't vote for Anthony. I said, I feel so bad he's wasting all his own money for a hopeless cause. The guy said, everyone here has been so nice to us. When they knocked on doors in Gloversville, people yelled and swore at them and threw them off their porches.
The only thing I would say to the people campaigning for Anthony Constantino, why are you knocking on doors in Utica?
Yeah.
They can't vote for you.
Excellent point, Bill.
They can't vote for you. You can knock on Rome doors, and you can knock on doors in Herkimer County, but in Utica, their race is Mannion.
Yeah, Sue, I don't know. That's a very curious...
I'd be like, well, she said I can't vote for him. She was correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any others? What else do you have?
Let's see. Sorry about... this is Nick. Sorry about Mets guys. Never heard about the political stuff. That was the divide I talked about last season. Jawick, put your baseball glove in front of your mouth, Jeff, as you talk. Look, there's sometimes I say things that it's not necessarily for air, or I don't want to say it yet, so I don't want to ruin the surprise. Jawick says scorpions are the mosquitoes of Hawaii. We talked about that earlier.
It was a joke. I'm referencing the Brady Bunch episode when they went to Hawaii, which might have been jumping the shark before there was a shark to jump. And didn't one of them wake up in the morning and there was a scorpion on their chest? Pretty sure.
Jawick says, I picked up ticks just from touching leaves and wood to throw out. Yeah, you have to be careful. Jawick also said, Jimmy Fallon is a real comedian, nothing like Jimmy Kimmel. Tony Baloney. Kimmel is a former radio shock jock that still thinks he is funny and he hates Trump. Sound like anyone else that we listen to. Okay, I guess maybe that's an...
I don't know who that is.
And Tony Baloney has criticism of me. No, I was not doing a commercial for Smullen. Not at all. Just pointing out a fact. And he also said, Smullen seems like a con artist to me. That is from Tony as well.
To be fair, I'm looking at the map, and the 21st Congressional District goes through Herkimer County and then cuts around Utica. However, it could be North Utica. Sue may live in North Utica.
Okay.
And I think you get up in there into Barneveld and into that area, Boonville, of course. That's all part of NY21.
Okay.
So there is a good part of our listening coverage area that is in that district. It just doesn't include Utica City proper. So it's possible that Sue lives somewhere inside the 21st.
All right.
Just trying to look at it.
Scooter Bowl. Is Davey not there this morning? No, Davey's definitely here this morning.
We wouldn't be on the air if he wasn't.
Yeah.
Right, Davey?
And someone wants to know, Ann Cianfrocco, is she any relation to Archie? Or I've heard it said Archie, but Archie Cianfrocco, and can we get him on the show?
He'd be good to get on. I'd love to have, and I'd love to know his opinion on where baseball has gone.
Yeah.
And maybe he can figure out what's going on with the Mets.
Well,
I don't see a, I had such confidence a few years ago when they got off such a bad start. And then all of a sudden in like the second week in June, they went on a tear. And I just kind of knew it was going to happen. You felt like it was going to happen. I don't feel that with this team.
One more comment here. I mowed the lawn next to me. Does that land now belong to me?
Yep.
No.
Yep, you now own it. It's yours.
John, no, that made me chuckle this morning when I read it. But obviously, no, as you know, that's not the truth.
Not everybody knows that, however. And I know that's what that is in reference to. People wondering, Jimmy Kimmel, what would he say last night? I think a lot of people were watching last night to see what he was going to say about the joke that was made last week. I get it. A lot of Trump supporters don't like him, and he doesn't like Trump, and Trump doesn't like him, and they fight back and forth. Here's what he said last night.
Thursday, 3 days before the event, I did my own version of the Correspondents' Dinner on my show. And there was no big reaction to it until this morning when I greeted the day Melania Trump saying I should be fired because of a joke I made, again, 5 nights ago. It was a pretend roast. I said, our First Lady Melania is here. Look at her, so beautiful. Mrs. Trump, you have a glow like an expectant widow, which obviously was a joke about their age difference, about the fact that he's almost 80 and she's younger than I am. It was not by any stretch of the definition a call to assassination, and they know that. I've been very vocal for many years speaking out against gun violence in particular. I agree that hateful and violent rhetoric is something we should reject. I do, and I think a great place to start to dial that back would be to have a conversation with your husband about it.
I know Jimmy got caught on a hot mic. I support his humor and his
caught on a hot mic. He was an observation. He's right.
It was an observation, and he's caught on a hot mic. People are criticizing. I'm just making that. I completely support what he said.
Yeah, no.
And in this situation,
this is with you.
This is a freaking joke. And had he told that joke on Monday, that would be a real problem.
Yes.
And in my opinion, fireable. Making a joke in light of an attempted assassination, that would be fireable. But telling that joke on Thursday, I don't see it.
I agree.
And I think it's a whole lot of midterm nothing. You're grasping for straws here. What do you want me to do, Davey? Move on? All right, let me do a quick this. And then we're speaking with Anthony Constantino. He is a candidate, NY21, of course. And is running against Robert Smullen and wants to comment on Smullen's interview from last Friday. We'll post both this interview and that interview on our website later today. People of all ages can have discomfort. Steve Spurbeck was talking about it just the other day. He said the Good Feet store saved his life, and he wears the inserts today, and he says it has completely changed his quality of life. If you're having pain in the hips, the knees, the back, it could be the way you're walking. It could be your step. And the Good Feet store can help. There's one now in New Hartford. Free fitting and test walk. You don't need an appointment. You can walk right in. Located at 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford. You can get directions or ask a question or two at 315-999-3910. The Good Feet store, Commercial Drive in New Hartford. All right, as we said, he is running in NY21's Republican primary, which is coming up just a few weeks away, by the way, early voting. On the line right now is Anthony Constantino. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy to be here talking to my favorite NY21 radio host.
I know I'm your favorite. I know I am.
Believe it or not, you are. I've enjoyed every one of our conversations. So,
all right, well,
I'm looking forward to this too.
I also enjoy a good fight, unfortunately. But let's be good today. Let's see what happens. All right. Your comments, obviously, listen, let's start off by saying what I don't know what it's going to mean, but what a major accomplishment to get the endorsement of President Trump.
No, thank you so much. No, I think today we're going to become friends. No, it caught me off guard. I didn't ask for the endorsement. I only asked for one endorsement so far. I asked for Rudy Giuliani to send him a 2-page letter because I was a big fan of his. And he invited me to meet him. And then he gave me the best endorsement I thought I was ever going to get. And then a week later, I get an even better endorsement. So the president called me, took me by surprise. I got it was a wonderful endorsement for him. Most of all, I've been saying this, I like that he pointed out that I was a pro boxer. I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. A lot of people don't give me credit for that, but it was cool to see the president give me credit for being a pro boxer, which isn't so easy to do.
All right. Do you, I was listening to the interview you had on, I forget the name of the station, but
ATM, maybe?
ATM, just the other day. And is it your belief that Smullen should get out of the race now, or is it based on my interview with him the other day when I asked, if you lose the Republican primary, will you actively continue he'll be on the ticket as a conservative, will you actively campaign Do you think he should get out now, or if he loses, he should get out?
I mean, he can do whatever he wants to do, but with regards to the conservative thing, that's the big problem. It's a big moral question. We don't know if he's really going to have that line. He keeps saying he's going to have that line. I think it shows that he's got a more problem with morality and ethics, even saying that, because he doesn't know he's going to have that line.
I think the conservatives have come out and in the state and in favor of Robert Smullen.
That's not true.
Well,
one person.
I understand.
One person.
Well, that's how it works, though. That's the party, and you know, I'm not saying every conservative in New York State agrees, but your party chairman is your state chair has everything to say, and they support Smullen.
Well, one person, his name's Jerry Gassar. He lives in Brooklyn. He's a gluttonous. I call him a gluttonous loser. He backed Zoran Mandami. He's 3 for 3, backing people that don't like President Trump, that attacked the president. So he backed originally a Democrat, I won't say his name, that refused to endorse the president. Then he backed, Republican. He backed a Republican, refused to endorse the president. Then he backed another Republican that was attacking the president over the ballroom. And now his third choice was Smullen. So Smullen's really a C-lister. He wanted 2 other people. And then those people said, I don't want to fight with Anthony Constantino. So he gets Smullen. But this guy's a guy that called me my first week in politics and threatened to kill me on the phone. He's one guy. He doesn't get to decide everything, and I think we're going to find out that's true. Smullen should not accept that endorsement. That's a very, very, very immoral endorsement to accept. It's one guy in Brooklyn, and that guy also worked to elect Zoran Mandami. He nominated a Democrat in New York City to help Zoran Mandami win. So
I just want to say I don't know anything about that. I could not say.
Well,
it seems
you can go in 2 seconds and look into it.
It does seem
it's really easy. I was in shock. It's really easy. You can look into it.
Well, AI can.
New York City went to a Democrat.
Yeah. All right. But you've said, I got to tell you here, and it may be different than there, but here, people have been put off. At least the people that call into this program, and many of them are staunch conservatives, Republicans, have been put off by the adversarial approach that you take and the things that you say. Have you gone too far at times?
I had to take an adversarial approach because I'm an outsider entering the political world. The political world is a very, very dirty place. I spent my entire life in business. And by the way, I've been boycotted over my support of the president since 2016. But I spent my life in business doing great things for my employees, for my customers, for my community. Those are the constituents I took care of in the business world. And then I get into politics where everybody lies like crazy. But my opponent lies more than anyone I've ever seen. The guy's a pathological liar. He lied on his tax forms. He got arrested over it. He lied about his fundraising to start the race. He's lied about me on multiple occasions so badly I got to call lawyers. I never seen somebody lie so much. So, you get adversarial. People lie like crazy. But it's fine. I'm having, I guess, a little bit of fun getting into the political world and getting to meet people like President Trump and Rudy Giuliani and Roger Stone, who all support me. I'm honored by that. And, hey, maybe by the end of the day, you might end up supporting me, too, and my polls will go up even more. I'm up by 51 points amongst MAGA Republicans.
Can I ask you, the Roger, somebody brought this up, did you buy the endorsement and through giving donations? But Roger Stone, if I am correct, has been in your corner since the very beginning. This is not new.
Correct. Exactly. My opponent needs to apologize to Roger. People saying I need to apologize to Roger. Roger became a fan of mine. Roger broke the story of the Vote for Trump sign. He was the first person to talk about it. He published it on X before anyone else. And then we became friends, and he was supporting me for free. He met me. He wanted me to run for Congress. Other people did, too. I said, Roger, people want me to run for Congress. He said, I think it's a great idea. You have my full support. We had only known each other for about an hour. And then the guy started helping me for free. Roger Stone's one of the nicest people I've met in politics. Rudy Giuliani, too. They're both really way up there, and Donald Trump as well. Roger's a great person. He supported me for free. But at a certain point, I can't take free help forever. So I started paying Roger.
Is he? So he's a paid consultant for you? I don't think that,
you have to pay people if they work for you, and Roger gives me all sorts of great advice. He said the biggest issue my campaign has is we have too many people. I like to write. Roger likes to write. We argue over, the way we're going to write our ads and what we're going to do. But
all right, but that makes him a paid consultant.
correct. He's a paid consultant, but you can't ask for people to work for free.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I do want to ask you about some of you have a company named Sticker Mule. We're speaking, by the way, with Anthony Constantino, who is a Republican in this upcoming primary, going against, in the 21st, going against Robert Smullen. Robert Smullen did say you were unfit for office. And that comment came, I think, after we were talking about some of the stickers that you sell through your business. In some cases, they're racist and anti-Semitic. In one case, one was sent to us that was anti-Semitic. How do you respond to that?
Well, really, I'm running against the Democrat at this point. I'm up by 51 points in the Republican primary, and his comments on that indicate his malice, his dishonesty.
What poll are you up at 51%?
Gray House, at least Stephanic's pollster. And I want to clarify, I'm up by 51 points amongst MAGA Republicans.
So is that that's a paid campaign? For instance, we received a poll from Smullen that puts him ahead of you.
He has a track record as a pathological liar.
Well, it's a company. It's a legitimate poll, which is why
I'm up by 51 points.
Okay.
And my pollster is the same one Elise Stefanik used. So, and before that, I did a pollster that President Trump used. So, all I can do is go out and hire pollsters and say, give me the best information.
Do you agree, though, that when someone says against you that they have paid for a poll and it shows them ahead, you would criticize that poll by saying, well, I'm sorry, that's insignificant.
51 points.
But I'm saying that's insignificant because
that's fine.
You paid for it.
Let's let that go. Let's talk about the other issue that you wanted to talk about, right? It indicates malice. What he's talking about with these stickers, it indicates malice or just incompetence. I run an e-commerce platform where people can sell whatever they want. If they violate my rules, I take it down. I'm not unlike Amazon, Etsy, anyone else. People add things to these platforms. It has nothing to do with me. He said, I didn't add it. And if it violates my rules, I take it down. So the sticker he loves talking about was up for a few hours or a short while. We found out about it. We took it down.
So you're saying that was put up by someone who uses a system. Is it automated? Is your system? They're able to order online?
You can sell anything you want on my platform, and if it violates our rules, we take it down. Now, one day, maybe we use AI to preemptively block things that violate our rules. But right now, it's not even possible. This guy has no idea what the word AI means. He doesn't even know how to write his own Facebook posts. He doesn't know how to build a business. He doesn't know how to do anything. I built a company, and my goal with Sticker Mule, we call it Sticker Mule Store, Sticker Mule Marketplace, is to help other people make money. So people can sell things. Most of the things are perfect and fine, and there's nothing wrong with them. Every now and then, somebody adds something that they shouldn't add, and then we take it down. And he's still talking about the sticker. It was up for a very short while.
Okay.
And then it was taken down. By the way, the Jewish community supports me. I got a paper called The Jewish Voice in New York City. The guy contacts me on a regular basis. He loves me. He doesn't like Jared Gassar. He loves me.
Manaski.
I want to ask, we played a clip of that interview earlier, and you said that Smullen was disloyal. Can you talk more about that, being disloyal, why you see him as disloyal to President Trump?
You're being so nice to me today. It's unbelievable. Listen, he got this thing. His whole campaign's on the basis I was appointed by President Trump. President Trump doesn't know he appointed him. He got appointed to some committee President Trump didn't even know existed. He doesn't know who he is. But look, at the end of the day, he still got an appointment some 8 years ago or so. And then after that appointment, he became disloyal to the president. He didn't fight for the president. If the president does something nice for me, I'm going to do something nice for him. But he got an appointment to some committee the President Trump didn't even know existed. And then after that, he never endorsed the president, never fought for the president. He lives very close to my Vote for Trump sign. I held 4 massive rallies for the president, didn't come to a single rally. Elise Stefanik sent representatives to the rally. She has a lot going on, but she still sent representatives to my rallies. He didn't do anything. And he's known for doing almost nothing.
But it would be uncommon to see any candidate, Republican or Democrat, to get overly involved in a presidential race when they're trying to run their own race in the Assembly of New York State, which,
I had thousands of people there, thousands of his constituents there. It was a perfect time for him to come and make himself known and make it known. And by the way, he didn't even, you can check the record. President Trump got shot. I saw an endorsement to 5 million people. It became one of the most viral endorsements of the campaign. He didn't even bother to put out any comments saying anything nice, which to me means I called him a coward. It could also mean he just doesn't like the president. I sort of suspect it's a mixture of the both.
I personally, in our interviews with him, he's been very loyal to. In fact, I couldn't even get him. I couldn't even get him to say President Trump endorsing you. Was that a mistake? And he wouldn't even tell me that was a mistake. So
he just said the president was misinformed, and he refused to call it a mistake on behalf of the president.
That's disrespectful to the president because the president's a smart person. And, of course, he's saying nice things now. President Trump's the president, and he's going to be known as one of the best presidents of all time, so he has no choice. But when it mattered, 2016, 2020, 24, during the actual elections, he was saying nothing. As an elected representative, I intervened as a business owner that had a lot to lose. He had nothing to lose. He could have came to my rally. And, by the way, some politicians did come to my rally. Joe Pinion came to my rally. We had other people that were running for elected office come to my rallies. I let them all speak. Richard Giardino, the Fulton County Sheriff, he came and spoke. He was one of the best speakers I had.
I want to bring up from a listener saying that it shows you paid Roger Stone $180,000, almost as much as Robert has spent on his entire campaign. Now, to that, I would say you're going to pay him. It's not going to be you're not going to pay him $10,000. Chances are Roger Stone is going to be.
He's not a minimum wage guy?
It's going to be expensive, so I'm not surprised by that. But saying that the sticker, that it was not up for just a few hours, that it was up for quite a long time, and it wasn't until Stop Anti-Semitism, a group, posted a photo of the sticker on a gas pump in Ohio that it actually, and then they called you out on it, that it was actually acted upon. Can you talk about that?
I want to talk about Roger. I've been working with Roger for well over a year. So you're talking about $180,000.
I'm not criticizing that. I'm saying
I want to talk about both.
Okay.
First of all, Roger, well over a year. I actually offered to pay Roger more money. He said no. So I believe in compensating people. I compensate my team very well. Roger's an executive level person for me. I love Roger. I like giving him money. I like hanging out with him. And I like Roger's stories. I like getting dinner with him. And, hey, I like paying him. What can you do? As far as that sticker, when people notify us that there's a sticker that's problematic, we take it down. My opponent knows that. And, by the way, a very respected person called me and said, Anthony, I think there's a good chance that one of Smollen's allies put this sticker up. Now, I told the person, who knows? I can't figure that out. All I know, it's a little weird. We're in the middle of a campaign and somebody puts a sticker up. But Small knows, and all these people know, I didn't put that sticker up. And these people know it's not that they couldn't run what I run.
Just for the record, though, it was a sticker on your website.
Yes, and I process millions of orders a year, millions of stickers a year. I deal with so many people. I do sometimes 10,000 orders. I've done as many as 30 to 40,000 orders a day. I can't personally review every one of those orders. If somebody does something they shouldn't do, we take action. One day we'll have AI, but I don't know, it's a little dystopian in a way that you have AI saying you can't put this sticker up. But hey, that's probably what we'll have to do because of the Robert Smollens of the world. That this has been his biggest issue for me is this sticker that was up there for a short while.
So I just want to understand this. So in your company, you do not use AI to screen anything and screen content. This is done by it's humans. If they see something that's inappropriate or somebody complains, it's red flagged, and then you take action from there.
Correct, and humans aren't perfect. And when people notify us, we take it down. This is actually also new for us. This concept of helping other people sell, it's very new to us. We've only been doing it for about a year. We've helped people make hundreds of thousands of dollars already. I want to help people make millions of dollars. And when people sell stuff they shouldn't be selling, we take it down. But this is new. See, what Robert Smallman, I don't think he understands. I don't think he understands. He doesn't know how to build a business. It's not so easy. You do things, and you keep getting better and better and better over time. So one of the things we need to get better at is preventing content from being sold that shouldn't be sold. And that's something that we want to do.
What do you say to people who say you're just too extreme to get elected? And even in this red district with a lot of independents, by the way, but rural, that your Democratic opponent, or who most likely will be your Democratic opponent, Gendebien, is extremely popular, moderate, and many feel that you will struggle with him in the general election, that you're too extreme to win. What are your thoughts?
I was initially running against 20 people in the Republican primary. They all quit except for one guy who I'm now beating by 51 points. I'm going to beat the Democrat badly, too, because believe it or not, independents and moderate Democrats like me as well, because I'm a truth teller and I have a track record for helping people on both sides of the aisle. My entire life, I've helped all people, regardless of political affiliation. I got into politics. I have to be honest. I have to fight. But I'm going to be honest with Democrats and independents. I'm a very strong Trump Republican. I see the world the way that the president sees it. You should be happy that I'm honest with you. But at the end of the day,
Robert Smolin
I'm
says
vote for things to help you.
Robert Smolin says you have never voted. That's a funny line, right? I'm not asking about homeschooling. Sorry, Lance. Robert Smolin says that you have never voted in a Republican primary.
You can check the record of me being boycotted since 2016 over my support for then candidate Trump. I've been boycotted since 2016 because I donated when he was a candidate. I've been supporting the president since 2016. We don't know what he did in 2016. He never said a nice thing about the president in 2016. Didn't support him in 2016, 2020, or 2024. You can check the record.
That's kind of unfair, though. I mean, it's hard to tell what Smolin has said or hasn't said. We have asked him several times.
That's not true.
But we have asked him several times in situations where it would be easy for him to say, listen, I support the president's policy, but I think this was wrong. He would never, in this last year, he has never said on my program a single negative thing about President Trump, and has only supported him here. I'm just telling you, I realize that's just us.
Sure, it's very convenient to support the president after he wins and becomes a historic president.
Okay.
But he didn't do it when it mattered. He didn't. Yeah. I mean, they're all doing it now. I talked to Rudy Giuliani about this. He said after 2020, a lot of them were all hiding. Nobody wanted to say anything. Listen, he's supporting him now that he won. He said nothing, and you can check the record. Ask him to produce a single statement of him saying something nice about Donald Trump in 2016. 2020 or 2024.
I'm going to ask you
a couple things quickly.
We have about 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes. Anthony Constantino is with us, and
I don't want to talk about this all day. Let's talk about something more fun.
All right, just one more follow up here. You clearly publicly supported the president or Trump at that time when he was campaigning, but his claim was that you didn't vote for him. Is it possible that you publicly supported him but didn't make it to the polls on Election Day?
I've been a big supporter. No, I voted for. I was at the inauguration. Listen, this guy said. I was at the inauguration in 2016, front row, sitting next to a lot of interesting people.
I get it, but that doesn't mean you voted for him. Yeah, did you vote for him?
Sure. I voted for Donald Trump.
Okay.
I probably voted for Donald Trump.
At least
we don't know what he voted for. I would think of an elected Republican. It doesn't sound nice. That might means he went the other way. A lot of these people. I was at the inauguration in 2016. I saw George Bush's face. He didn't seem very happy.
I want to move. I want to move quickly because we have three minutes.
George Bush did not look very happy that Donald Trump won.
I don't think he was.
That's fine.
I would agree with that.
Elise Stefanik, have you sought or are you seeking her endorsement? Do you expect her to make an endorsement?
I've requested one endorsement in writing to Rudy Giuliani's. I joke with the Fulton County Sheriff. I requested his endorsement verbally because I guess we're friends, or I think we're friends. He might disagree, but I'm just joking. Listen, he hasn't endorsed me. Other than that, I haven't asked for any endorsements. I keep asking for this Fulton County Sheriff to endorse me, Rich Giardino. Maybe he's going to do it, maybe he's not. But other than that, no. I asked for Giuliani's endorsement. President Trump's endorsement caught me by surprise. I suspected I was going to get it because of my background, but I just had to be patient. Okay. And I knew the way it went over to president was to win over to citizens. I was up by 30 points before he endorsed me.
Okay, quickly, a question. I have a question and a comment. One listener wants to know, has the Oneida County Republican Committee endorsed you? And if so, why not? If not, why not?
Because he runs a rival radio show to you, right? So the guy over there, and I gave his show a very hard time because they let the guy go lie like crazy. You're actually being great today. I got to be honest.
Well, I find it. I want to make a comment on that, and let's. So that he is not endorsed.
So he is not.
Okay,
and then real quick, a claim he made earlier. The New York State Conservative Party endorsed a Democrat for New York City mayor. That was Irene Estrada, a lifelong Democrat who ran New York City Council and New York State Assembly as a Democrat. Came out and said Mamdani was too far left for her, so she sought and received the New York State Conservative Party
okay.
endorsement. That was true.
All right, finally, I want to say I do think your strategy is interesting because I called you, I think I might have called you a Jamoke or a few things, a few names. My personal opinion.
It's okay.
My opinion. You called me a few names. But I do think it's interesting. You came out like a 3-ring circus in the beginning, a lot of fighting. You grabbed a lot of headlines. And today you're saying that I'm being nice to you. I got to say, you're being very, very normal today. It's different than the interview we had before. So I'm not sure. I'm not asking you to take that offensively in an offensive way, but I kind of like the strategy. You seem to be bringing it back a little bit and acting a little less 3-ring circus like. That's just my take.
Well, I did it effectively. I got my name recognition is through the roof. I think 96% of the
You run a lot of commercials. You certainly have, and I'm running up against the clock now. But
okay, it's all good. Listen, we've created great ratings. My name's got out there. But at the end of the day, I built over 1,000-person company. People really like me. My employees like me. My customers like me.
All right, let me just say this.
You're going to like me, too. We're going to become friends.
One of those days. All right. Will you come back? I have 5 seconds. Will you come back?
Anytime.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Today.
Anthony.
I've enjoyed all of our interviews, so anytime. Thank you so much.
From the WB Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
Jimmy Kimmel defends himself. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, over a joke he made days before the White House correspondents' dinner attack.
It was not, by any stretch of the definition, a call to assassination.
Kimmel on his ABC show late last night explained last week's joke that First Lady Melania Trump has the expectant glow of an expectant widow. In a post on X, she called that violent and hateful.
I agree that hateful and violent rhetoric is something we should reject. I do, and I think a great place to start to dial that back would be to have a conversation with your husband about it.
Senior advisor to the First Lady, Mark Beckman, told Fox this morning,
Jimmy Kimmel should be terminated from ABC.
Kimmel was suspended briefly last year over